It's time for 2015 Kutztown University Golden Bear football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Today's game is brought to you by KUR and the corporate partners of Kutztown University Athletics and is a presentation of the Golden Bear Network. Now let's head live to the booth for all of the Kutztown University football action right here on KUR.
You are listening live from O'Shields Stevenson Stadium on the campus of Cheyney University in Cheyney, Pennsylvania, where today the Kutztown University Golden Bear football team opens up Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Eastern Division play against the Cheyney University Wolves. Good afternoon, everyone. Matt Santos here with you live, along with Kutztown University Sports Information Director Brian Salvador, as the Kutztown University football team gets set for division play today after starting off with a 1-2 record, a close loss to open the season against Assumption at home, a big win out in Indiana, Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago, the biggest comeback in school history, where the Golden Bears edged IUP 34-33, and then last week, PSAC West favorite Gannon came to University Field at Andre Reed Stadium and put up a big offensive show, scoring 66 points and defeating the Golden Bears 66-31. Today, a new season, and Brian Salvador, as Coach Clemens and the Golden Bears get set for this one, they're going to want to rectify some of the challenges they had last week against Gannon, particularly on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. I think Coach Clements has learned a lot about his team here in these opening couple of weeks. Offensively, the team has looked sharp. It scored 30 or more points in each of its first three games. Chad Barton's looked great in his second year under center. But you mentioned defensively, there are some holes they're looking to fill. They graduated a great senior class last year at all three levels of the defense. Still looking to find that answer defensively. A lot of teams have had some good success against in the passing attack, so you'll see a couple new bodies out there in the secondary for the Golden Bears looking to have a good day.
Now, the Cheyney University Wolves have been a fairly easy opponent for the Golden Bears for quite some time. The Golden Bears have won every game in this series dating back to 1993, including a school record 74-0 victory last year at University Field at Andre Reed Stadium. But I think the thing is, Brian, is that you never want to take this Cheyney team too lightly. They're 0-3 on the season. They lost to Lincoln, their arch rival down the road, by a score of 29-22. The past 2 weeks have been on the road out west. Lost to Gannon 44-6. Lost to Clarion 59-6. But one thing that the Kutztown University coaches will certainly be looking for today is that this Kutztown team comes out and plays effectively today and doesn't. They might come out to win this game, but the coaches want them to look good throughout today.
Not just effectively, but you mentioned throughout. 4 quarters of effective football is what this team has needed, starting from the end of last year and looking into this year as well. The team motto of being able to finish games has been important for this team this year. But you're going to see some different looks whenever you play Cheyney. In past years, we've seen the triple option run. You're going to see some looks that you won't see necessarily from some other teams. So certainly a full week of preparation. Golden Bears look ready to go as they step out on the field here at O'Shields Stevenson Stadium. But again, 4 quarters, I think, is what Coach Jim Clements is looking for, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
For the Cheyney Wolves, they will have a quarterback sophomore Dominic Trout, 6'1", 190 pounds out of Gutenberg, New Jersey, North Bergen High School. He threw a 66-yard touchdown pass last week, the fifth longest in the PSAC this year. On the ground, they feature running back Brandon French, who averages 62.3 rushing yards per game. On defense, we'll keep an eye on defensive lineman Tariq Carson. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's game, and we'll start with the Wolves of Cheyney University. On offense, we mentioned the quarterback, who wears number 15, Dominic Trout. His starting running back will be number 4, Jalen Jana. His wide receivers, number 11, Nigel Wiley, and number 2, Jalen Lewis Curse. His tight end will be number 88, Christian Sanchez. Up front for the Wolves, the center, number 57, Brandon McCray. The left guard, number 56, Dwayne Bowser. The right guard, number 55, is Mike McGlashan. The tackles, number 60, Nate Saunders on the left side, and number 70, Markeith Fuggs on the right side. The fullback is number 30, Bob Cunningham. For the Cheyney University defense, we'll have at the defensive ends, number 14, Rashad Knight, and number 48, Julian Feggins. The defensive tackles, number 91, Art Wright, and number 95, Joe Bryant. The linebackers, number 5, Marquise Hall, and number 35, Bajaro on the outside. Number 32, Daryl Ellison on the inside. The cornerbacks will be number 7, Shaquille Benjamin, and number 28, Marvin Easter. The safeties, number 20, Gary Brown, and number 42, Marvin Morris. The Wolves are coached by Chris Rulock, a 1970 graduate of Albany State. He's listed as the interim head coach in his fourth season. He has a 3-33 career record. Now for the starting lineup for the Kutztown University Golden Bears, led by head coach Jim Clements in his second season. Here's Brian.
Under center, you're going to have redshirt senior Chad Barton here in his second year as the full-time starter. Running back, you're going to have fellow senior Terry Williams. On the outside, you're going to have 3 of the most talented wideouts, I think, in this league. All 3 of them having over 1,000 career receiving yards. Kellen Williams, Cody Reed, and Anthony Kelly are going to be your 3 starting wide receivers. Tight end, you'll see Andrew Garbarino. Up front from left to right, starting at left tackle, number 67, Jordan Morgan, his third year starting from the left tackle position. Left guard, number 51, Mike Italiani. At center, number 72, Ben Kreger. Brian Robbins will be the right guard for the Golden Bears, and Skylar Pancari at the right tackle. On the defensive side, there will be some new faces for the Golden Bears at the defensive end. Ronnie Tomasetti is out with an injury, so taking over for him will be number 98, Steve Closis. Inside on the interior, we'll have number 92, Tyrone Brown. Eric Condren, a senior captain, is out today. Taking over him will be 85, Chris McMonagle, saw his first action of the year last year. Other DN, you have 94, Zamir McDowell. At the linebackers, number 46, Zach Delpa, junior captain of this team, and number 31, Tajir Jefferson. In the secondary, you'll have number 20, Kurt Kenny. On the outside at the cornerbacks, number 3, Lance Dean Jr., and number 22, Daryl Mintz will be the other starting cornerback. In the secondary, redshirt freshman Jake Perry will be making the start at the free safety. And at the other safety, making his first appearance of the season and starting, will be number 39, Tyson Stamper.
The Cheyney University Wolves won the toss, deferred, so Kutztown will receive to start things off. Interesting conditions here. This is the only grass field in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, so the Golden Bears playing on grass for the only time this year, or for that matter, in the past 2 years. Weather-wise, it's a cool day. Temperature in the mid-60s. It's overcast, but we'd call it mostly cloudy, but overall a nice day for football, Brian.
The fall is here, Matt. I think we put the summer behind us, and this is a perfect fall day here for football. Again, you're looking at a grass field here. The Golden Bears will be practicing during the week on their field outside of the turf at Andre Reed Stadium. So a little different and unique whenever you come to Cheyney of the grass field. So, but a beautiful day. If it was a rainy day, you might have the muddy uniforms like you would have seen from through the first portion of our 100 seasons of KU football. But as we look through today, again, a beautiful day, and the Golden Bears here looking to be ready to receive the opening kickoff.
The crowd is small, as usually is the case at Cheyney. Kutztown actually has the bigger crowd on the visiting side with about 100 fans and maybe in the neighborhood of 50 fans on the Cheyney side. The Wolves have not had a lot of success. Their last winning season coming in 1979. The kickoff will be handled by Brendan Vandemark. Terry Williams is deep for the Golden Bears. It's an end-over-end kick and will be taken at about the 22-yard line on the far side. And coming up the left sideline with a nice return, bringing it up to midfield before he's finally brought down is number 21 for the Golden Bears. That is Marcus Kelly.
Marcus Kelly filling in for the injured James Waugh last week, but a great return on the far sideline. Was able to pick it up on a short kickoff, be able to get a couple key blocks, and again, great starting field position for the Golden Bears.
These two teams have met quite a few times over the years, Brian.
Yeah, the 66th meeting today. Kutztown currently with a 21-year winning streak in the series, the longest for the Golden Bears over any of their opponents. Last year, we touched on some of the records the Golden Bears set: points scored, victory margin, and a 74-0 win. But since 2010, the Golden Bears have had some steady success over this program, an average victory margin of 45 points. So that strong kickoff will get brought back by a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty after the fact. Golden Bears looking to be starting on about their own 35-yard line.
Now the penalty was against number 87 of the Golden Bears. That is Ryan Hubley. Not sure what he did, but it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35, just underway here from O'Shields Stevens Stadium. Chad Barton, the quarterback, one of the leaders in the PSAC and in the nation for that matter. He'll flare it out on the left-hand side, and it is incomplete. And again, Cody Reed, the intended receiver, maybe just taking his eye off the ball there for a minute.
Good pressure on the Kutztown quarterback there by number 14, Rashad Knight, on the defensive line. A quick throw from the quarterback, just a little low for Reed on the outside.
The Golden Bears wearing their road white jerseys, gold pants with maroon trim, the gold helmet with the Golden Bear logo on the one side, the Paul Awards on the left side, and the 100 season logo on the back. 2nd down and 10. Barton is back. A lot of time. He throws out on the left side in a fingertip catch up at the 38-yard line by Reynolds.
Great one-handed catch there by Reynolds. And again, the Cheyney defense bringing some extra bodies up front. A quick throw from Barton, able to identify a receiver, but again, great hands from the redshirt freshman Craig Reynolds from what we've seen thus far this season.
Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 35, working from the near hash. Kutztown moving from left to right here in the first quarter, going toward the north end zone. Barton stands back, flares it out, incomplete, intended for Kellen Williams. It would have been a first down, but it was just off his extended fingertips.
Yep, another quick throw there on a 3rd down, just a little bit outside. Kellen had a lot of room to work with on that far sideline. Barton just not able to find his target.
So the Golden Bears will have to punt it away, and that will bring on Andrew Deutsch. The all-PSAC punter stands back at his own 25. Deep for the Wolves will be number 11, Nigel Wiley, and number 7, Shaquille Benjamin. The punt bounces at the 25, takes a Kutztown roll. It will not be returned, and it's down at about the 11-yard line, where the Cheyney Wolves will go to work for the first time today. 14:03 to go in the first quarter, no score. The Wolves clad in all royal blue today, the royal blue pants, the royal blue jerseys and helmets with the white trim and white numerals on offense for the first time today.
Golden Bears out on defense here, getting set for the opening defensive drive. We will have a penalty on the return, originally down at the 11-yard line. Appears to be a holding penalty on the Wolves. Will get brought half the distance and be marked at the Cheyney 5.5-yard line. So, good spot for the Kutztown defense for their first drive of the game.
So Cheyney with its back to the wall to start things off in the I formation. 2 split ends and movement. Flags fly everywhere before the snap.
Initial indication looks to be false start on the offense.
That's exactly what it is, half the distance. Dominic Trout's the quarterback, 21 of 60 on the year for 322 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. We mentioned that season-long pass of 66 yards. Here we go. 1st and 13. Trout's rolling to his right. Actually, it looks like Anwar Mathis who's in at quarterback.
Scrambled outside of the pocket there, Matt. Good way of coverage by the linebacker, number 46, Zach Delp. 92, Tyrone Brown also went on the tackle.
So Mathis gets about 4 yards to the 7. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 from that spot. And let's see, Mathis is still in at quarterback. Mathis, 1 of 4 on the season with 1 interception. Mathis, he'll hand it off, and here's a big hole for the running back, number 8, Maurice Tillman, the sophomore out of Overbrook High School. And he has a 1st down for Cheyney. Made a couple cuts inside the tackles there, Matt. Was really able to get to his top-end speed quickly and sprinted up middle for about 10 yards or so. Able to overcome that early penalty is Cheyney and able to move the sticks for the first time. So we'll call it 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line for the Wolves. There's a toss around the left side. Kutztown reads it well as Tillman is brought down for a loss of about a yard. Great pressure there right away. You had Kurt Kenny in there on the tackle. And again, the defensive ends read that very well. Were able to keep him inside and run right into the coverage that they had there. 2nd and 11, back at the 14. 12:23 to go, first quarter from Cheyney, no score. The PSAC East opener for the Kutztown University Golden Bears. Mathis under center, back to pass. He pumps, throws, and completes it out on the far side for a gain of maybe 3 yards. Kutztown was there defensively on the coverage. Number 20, Kurt Kenny. Kurt Kenny immediately there with the man-to-man coverage there. Both quarterbacks so far not taking much time out under the pocket, able to do a couple steps drops, so he knew where he was going immediately with that ball. And good job by the Kutztown defense by keeping that contained, eliminating big plays, and able to put Cheyney now in the 3rd and 8 from about its own 18-yard line. The Wolves will go with the I again. Mathis under center, receiver split. Kutztown showing blitz. Flags fly as there's movement up front. They're saying that there may be a turnover, at least Zach Delp is, but a lot of action before the snap there, Matt. Not sure who the initial flag is going to get called on. Might be a neutral zone infraction. It's going to be against the Golden Bears for 5 yards. Still 3rd down, but much easier situation now. It'll be about 3rd down and 3 for the Wolves from the 23-yard line. A lot of action up there up front. I've had about 3 guys jump the snap at first. Wasn't sure if it was first due to a false start penalty on Cheyney, but it was ruled that the defense jumped too early. Play action. Mathis rolling to the near side, fires it and completes it for a 1st down up at about the 33-yard line to number 17, Marcus Lyle. And that Golden Bear defense was really expecting the run there. A great play action by the quarterback. Was able to buy himself some time. Had a great receiving route, cut back on a little bit of a wheel hook here about the near 33-yard line. Was able to find his man. An immediate tackle by Kutztown cornerback Lance Dean Jr., but enough for another Cheyney 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Cheyney. Again, that basic formation with backs in the eye. Here's a pitch around the left side and some yardage for Maurice Tillman as he brings it up over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Another 3-yard gain there. Great speed there by freshman linebacker Tajir Jefferson.
a lot of expectations put on him, was the Defensive Scout Player of the Year last year in his redshirt year. Started week 1 for the Golden Bears, had missed some time due to injury. Great to see him back out there and playing effective early on.
2nd and 5 at the 38. Working from the near hash are the Cheyney Wolves. Scrambling to the far side, throwing it and completing it is Mathis to Jalen Lewis Curse. That is another Cheyney first down up at the 46-yard line.
A lot of cushion given on the outside there. The Golden Bear defense playing back. Quarterback got himself out of the pocket. It seems to be where he's most comfortable. Was able to find his receiver again downfield on almost a curl pattern toward the far sideline. That seems to be where Cheyney's most comfortable right now on the outside. And as you mentioned, another Cheyney first down at its own 46.
The Wolves on the move, 1st and 10. 9:38 to go, first quarter, no score. Here is the handoff. The Golden Bears are in the backfield and all over Maurice Tillman, who's thrown for a loss of about 2 yards.
Great penetration there on the inside, number 39, Tyson Stamper, a true freshman, his first collegiate game here today, Matt. Able to penetrate the defense and able to get the running back in the backfield. Looks to be about a loss of 2. So for as much success as Cheyney has had moving the sticks this drive, it's good to see a good first down, negative yardage play for the Kutztown defense. Try and get Cheyney out of any rhythm that it's building here early.
2nd and 12 from the 39-yard line. Backs in the eye, receiver split. Here is a handoff, and off the left tackle goes Maurice Tillman, who finds a seam and takes it forward for about 6 yards to the 48.
Yeah, the Golden Bears brought blitz there around the outside. Number 39, Tyson Stamper, coming around the outside. But a run up the middle was able to get themselves back into positive territory. Tackle was on number 20, Kurt Kenny, for the Golden Bears. But Cheyney able, as it inches closer and closer to midfield, now looking at about 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, the ball at the 48.5-yard line of the Wolves. Working right in front of us here, right from the middle of the field are the Wolves. Backs in the eye, wing to the right. Mathis throws it. He completes it to number 2, Jalen Lewis Curse, for a short gain into Kutztown territory. It's going to bring up 4th, and it looks about 3 yards, and the punting unit's going to come on for the Wolves.
Short of a first down, and again, in that territory where you think they might be able to think if they feel confident enough to go for it on 4th here. But based on the way their defense looked on that first drive, they're going to punt it, trying to put the Golden Bears here deep in their own territory. Craig Reynolds back with his heels on his own 15-yard line.
Here comes the punter, who also does the kicking duties, Brendan Vandenmark. Vandenmark this year gets a very high punt. It was like a shank there, Brian.
Snap actually was a one-hop bounce, a short snap to Vandenmark. Had to get the punt off very quickly, but from where the punt was down, we're not looking at much longer than a 10 to 15-yard punt here, Matt. The Golden Bears going to take over in excellent field position.
Well, Vandenmark came into the game with a 34.1-yard punting average, but that is certainly not going to help, as the snap certainly affected his ability to get that ball off. The Golden Bears with great field position here. The ball on the 43, so that is literally a 5-yard punt. Double wing for the Golden Bears. Barton working out of the shotgun. 7:13 to go, first quarter, no score. Here is Williams on the carry off of the left side. Cheyney reads it pretty well. He'll have about 2 yards.
After running 3 pass plays on their first drive, they're going to hand it off to the senior Terry Williams on first down. Able to get some yardage on the inside. By far their fastest back in regard to top-end speed, but has shown some promise running between the tackles as well.
4 receiver set now for Chad Barton on 2nd and 8 from the 45-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Barton flares it on the left side. Kellen Williams complete, and Kellen Williams takes it down close to the first down marker at the 48-yard line of the Wolves.
That'll mark Kellen's 15th straight game with a reception this year. He's been extremely effective for the Golden Bears. Again, a quick pass pattern. Getting the ball in Kellen's hands, letting him make some moves is going to put the Golden Bears in a good third down position here.
We're going to call it 3rd and 2 from the Cheyney 49. 2 backs in the backfield with Barton. He hands it off. Into the pile goes Williams, and Cheyney reads it all the way. It's going to bring up 4th down and about a yard.
Great penetration there on the inside by the Cheyney defense. Number 14, Rashad Knight, able to really get to the Kutztown running back almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. They're going to have gained a yard. Right now, the offense staying on the field for Kutztown as it tries to figure out what it wants to do. As it's just over midfield, the punting unit is going to come out here on a 4th and apparently a short 2, Matt.
Well, the Golden Bears struggling to move the ball on 2 offensive series so far. 5:39 to go in the first quarter. There is no score. Deutsch in to punt it away, back from his own 40. Good pressure, but he gets off a nice punt. It's not going to be returnable. It takes a bounce at the 5 and rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
A great kick by Andrew Deutsch there. Tried to get it inside the 20 like he did his last. One punt just bounced and probably went about 5 yards into the end zone. But the Kutztown offense right now not able to move the chains. Seen Cheyney move the chains a couple times on its last drive. It's going to take over on its own 20-yard line. But right now, offensively, Kutztown really not taking many chances down the field. A lot of short passes within 5 yards. The running game has only been tried 2 times, has not really gained substantial yardage. So right now, trying to get into a rhythm is the Kutztown offense.
Well, the Golden Bears look sluggish, but on the other side of the ball, Cheyney may be playing a bit inspired. 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll go with a 3-receiver set with a slot to the near side, backs in the eye. Here is a handoff, and off the right tackle goes Maurice Tillman, and he picks up 3, maybe 4 yards to the 24-yard line.
Good run there on 1st down by the Cheyney offense, able to attack a weakness there. The Golden Bears on that specific play. But you got your linebacker core there, 46, Dak Delp. In on the tackle, able to limit the yardage there to appears to be about a 2nd and 6 now for the Cheyney offense.
Mathis brings his troops to the line of scrimmage, backs in the eye, slot to the near side. 2nd and 6 from the 24. From under center, he hands off right side. And Kutztown is there all the way as Jay Jernigan is thrown for a loss.
A couple of young guys there on the outside. Jefferson and Tyson Stamp are able to get him outside, get him uncomfortable. They had a lot of bodies there. Great penetration up front by the defense. Able to move the marker back, put them back into a 3rd and long situation. So once Cheyney's able to get a strong 1st down play and get the chains working in its favor, Kutztown defense able to make a stop when it needs to, putting the Cheyney in 3rd and long.
3rd and 9 from the 21-yard line of the Wolves. Kutztown looking for its first 3 and out here defensively. Slot to the near side. Mathis under center. Mathis dropping back, throws out on the near side, and he and the receiver, number 2, Jalen Lewis Curse, were not on the same page. Curse coming out of that slot was open there for a moment.
Absolutely. I think pressure up the middle made the quarterback get rid of it before he wanted to. 93, Dean Gregory starting in place of the injured Ronnie Tomasetti today. Able to get that pressure and get that quarterback out of the rhythm, as you mentioned. Unable to hit the receiver that had some space to work with.
So Jamal Abdul-Rahman deep for the Golden Bears, along with number 13, Craig Reynolds.
New punter in now for Cheyney. Number 48, Julian Venable-Vegan.
And he gets a line drive, end-over-end punt that takes a Cheyney bounds. Kutztown's going to get decent field position at the 45-yard line, where the Golden Bears will go back to work down to 4:12 remaining here in the first quarter. No score, Cheyney and Kutztown in the PSAC East football opener.
Field position has not been an issue here for the Golden Bears. They've started near their own 50 and in positive yardage on all 3 of its drives. Not able to move the sticks yet. Let's see what they can do now on this drive, starting at their own 45.
Trips to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Darrell Scott, the sole setback for Chad Barton. Reynolds in motion to the far side. Barton flares it out near side, complete to Cody Reed, and Cheyney reads it all the way as Reed is tackled after a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Excellent coverage there by Cheyney. Kutztown is not looking to go down the field early on. All of its pass plays are going short, underneath 5 yards. They're looking to get the ball out to their skill position. But Cheyney is really playing well at keeping the ball in front of them and attacking when needed.
2nd and 9 from the 46. That will extend Cody Reed's streak. Here is Bart flaring it out on the far side to Reynolds. Reynolds with a seam takes it for a first down to about the 40-yard line. And that streak that Cody Reed has is a pretty impressive one.
Yeah, 37th straight game with the catch, Matt. Each of his games that he's played as a Golden Bear, Cody Reed's holding a catch. It's the longest active streak in the conference right now and the third longest in school history.
Good fact there from Brian, our sports information director. Here is Scott on the handoff, seam off left tackle, and Darryl Scott takes it down close to the 30-yard line. This should be another Golden Bear first down.
Another great play. Darryl Scott able to get on the left side, his first carry of the game, able to get the ball up to the about. They are going to move the chain, so another first down for the Golden Bears. Back-to-back plays now with some promising offense.
My favorite thing about that play was the dust and the grass that came up at the end of the tackle there.
A unique fact to Cheyney.
Scott on the handoff. He takes it off the left side. He's not going to have a lot of room, and kind of on his own, barrels forward for about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Yep, I'd say you characterize Darryl Scott as your downhill runner in regards to the Kutztown running backs. Often use 3 backs. James Wall not going to be highlighted much today. We saw Terry Williams early. Darryl Scott able to get a good first carry there, move the chain. Another down of positive yardage. Going to be about 2nd and 7 now at the Cheyney 28-yard line.
Double wing for Barton out of the shotgun. Throwing left side, completes it to Williams down at the 20, and Williams is upended, but not before getting a first down to the 18-yard line.
Great curl pattern on the far sideline in front of the Cheyney bench. Kellen knew exactly where the sticks were, ran up, did a button hook, and was looking right for Barton's pass right on the sticks.
1st and 10 at the Cheyney 17-yard line. 4 receivers set, working from the far hash, trips to the near side. Here is a handoff to Scott. Scott gets in the hole, spins his way down to about the 11-yard line. This will be a gain of 5 yards.
Offensive line doing a good job, moving some bodies around, creating some running scenes for these Kutztown running game right now. Into the red zone for the first time today, down to about the Cheyney 10-yard line.
Call it 2nd and 4 from the 11, double wing. Reynolds in motion to the near side. Barton rolling that way. He's looking, still rolling. He throws for the end zone, leap ball, and it is caught by Cody Reed in the back corner for a Golden Bear touchdown.
What a catch there by Reed. About 10 players there in the back right corner of the end zone. And Reed, almost in the back right-hand corner, was able to haul that in.
A lot of traffic back there in that corner. We have an injury on the field. And
a historic touchdown there for Cody Reed, Matt. His 23rd of his career, tying the school record of 23 for touchdowns in a career, along with KU Hall of Famer Mark Steinmeier and 2-year wideout Josh Smith, who was a big part of the 2010 and 11 NCAA playoff teams. So congratulations to Cody, his 2nd record now that he has reached this season. A couple weeks ago, he became the all-time career leader in receiving yardage at the university. And today, his 23rd career touchdown ties him for the all-time record at Kutztown.
And we'll see if he can come away as the sole record holder before this day is over. Certainly a lot of season left. And the Golden Bears now leading 6-0 as they will attempt the extra point. Chad Barton to hold. Alec Rosenfeld, the sophomore out of Ben Salem, on to attempt the point after. The snap is a little high. Oh, and the kick is partially blocked. It is going to be no good. 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Your score, the Kutztown University Golden Bears 6, the Cheyney University Wolves nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on KUR, the radio voice of Kutztown University.
KU football fans, did you know that all purchases made at the new KU campus store benefit KU students? The campus store is a division of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. Surplus from KUSSI's operations is given back to students in the form of scholarships, student activities, and campus athletics. From improved textbooks options to KU apparel and gifts, KU Campus Store is your source for everything KU.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by Uline, the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. Depend on Uline to build your business. We won't let you down. By Fleetwood Bank, offering lending services, personal banking, business banking, and more at 5 convenient locations. Come along for the ride. Fleetwood Bank is what you want your bank to be. And by Boyle Construction Management, one of the Greater Lehigh Valley's most respected construction management and design build firms, performing a broad range of construction services, including construction management, design build, and general construction. Boyle Construction Management, built better.
1:38 to go in the first quarter. The Golden Bears are on the board, 6-0. Here is the kickoff. It will be returned from the 10-yard line, and nice speed there shown by Kyrie Ruffin as he brings it up to the 25, where the Wolves will go back to work and maybe getting a little momentum after blocking that extra point, Brian.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see what the Cheyney offense wants to see if they can build on that, limiting the Golden Bears to 6 points as opposed to 7 on that last drive. They're going to take over at about their own 25, but so far the Cheyney quarterback has seemed comfortable outside of the pocket. He's been able to go with some short patterns on the outside to his outside receivers, but also the running game has seemed to be effective early on for the Cheyney offense.
1st and 10 from the 25. The Wolves showing that old-school formation, running out of the eye with 2 split ends, and there's movement before the snap. Both split ends took off.
Yeah, both split ends seemed to have thought that the snap came early. Number 89 there on the outside, Ray Jefferson, was the closest to us.
Well, the KU cheer team has made the trip here today to support the Golden Bears, and the Cheyney cheer team is also here, which you're probably hearing on our crowd mic. Again, not a huge crowd, a few hundred folks here in the stadium, so at times we'll even, with our crowd mic, try to pick up that quarterback. 1st and 15, back at the 20. Play action, firing over the middle, completes it to number 88 of the Wolves. Coming off of that tight end spot is Christian Sanchez, 6'5" out of Hamilton West and Trenton, for a gain of a few, but there's a flag on the play? Yeah.
Did catch the penalty there. It's going to be the 15-yard for Variety. Not sure if that was a face mask when he brought him down or a personal foul. Not sure. Well, you mentioned Christian Sanchez there on that catch. Talk about a build for a tight end. I mean, he's out there, great hands over the middle, able to rush off a couple of tacklers. Probably initially a 5-yard reception, now turns into a gain of 20 here for the Wolves after the KU penalty.
Coach Clemens will not be happy about that. 1st and 10 from the 45. Kutztown showing blitz. Here is a handoff, and thrown for a loss of about 5 yards is the Cheyney back, number 8, Maurice Tillman.
Tajir Jefferson there on the coverage. And again, Kutztown bringing blitz up the middle, kind of read the play, and Jefferson able to wrap him up. Similar plays they'll run like that. Need to keep an eye on that Cheyney quarterback. They will try the play action. They will try and get him outside in space. But a good time there by his defense, seeing the run, reading the run, and able to take him down for a loss of about 5 yards. Now Cheyney back to its own 40-yard line for 2nd and 15.
And here we go, 2nd down and 15 from the 40. Play action, Mathis rolling, being pressured. Coming to the near side, he's going to take it himself, and he's chased out of bounds after a gain of maybe 2 yards. He ran about 25, 30 yards to get that.
Yeah, and Kirk Tanney's going to be killing himself. He had him about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, just missed diving at the ankles of the Cheyney quarterback. Had to run about 20 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to put it at about 3rd and 14. But again, Kutztown did a nice job of seeing the play action, had a shot at him about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Just missed the tackle there for the loss, but it's going to set up Cheyney for a long 3rd down here as we head into the 2nd quarter.
And that siren you heard is the end of the 1st quarter. Your score after 1 quarter of play, Kutztown 6, Cheyney nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Americans enjoy 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day. But the great taste doesn't stop there for Kutztown University Golden Bear sports fans. Burke's hot dogs can be purchased at KU Athletics concession stands throughout the fall, winter, and spring. In addition to Frank's, Burke's offers a large selection of delicious Burke's branded hams, ring bologna, sausage, bacon, and deli meats, including ham, roast beef, and turkey breast. The Burke's brand is built on a long-standing tradition of providing excellent product quality and superior customer service. So the next time you're at the store or at KU for a game, choose Burke's, the official hot dog of KU Athletics. Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual is a proud partner of Kutztown University and provides you with relevant auto and home safety tips for the way you live today. And by Camillo's Italian Restaurant and Bar. Camillo's offers Monday night wing specials, a variety of outstanding Italian dishes featuring premium ingredients and specials for KU students. Camillo's, 264 Greenwich Street in Kutztown.
Back on third down. Here is a pass that's flared deep down the near sideline. He basically just threw it up, did Mathis, and it was nearly caught by Lewis Curse and then dropped down about the 32-yard line, and Cheyney will have to punt.
A deep ball there on the far sideline. Would have cleared the first down sticks by a large margin. Ended up being one-on-one coverage between the Cheyney receiver and the Kutztown defensive back. That was number 19, Jake Perry. Did a good job waiting for the receiver. Once he touched it, gave a good hit, knocked that ball free on the far sideline, and the KU defense going to force a Cheyney punt here.
On comes number 87, Brendan Vandemark. Flags fly. Vandemark on his first punt today had trouble with the snap and ended up basically coming away with a shank and a 5-yard punt. It's a false start against the Wolves, and they will march backward. Golden Bears with some new returners today for the punt returns.
Had Craig Reynolds there in the back in previous games, but so far today you've seen a double set there back for the Golden Bears. You've got Reynolds on the near hash mark, and on the far side, number 5, Jamal Abdul-Rahman should be used frequently today.
Here is a high, wobbly punt that's fair caught back at about the 31-yard line by Abdur-Rahman. Brian, 100 years of football, and we have been celebrating the moments at home games over the PA and on the road games over the radio. We're going back to 1936 today, huh?
Our newest top moment this week, 1936, when University Field was first constructed. Kutztown began to play in its new stadium in 1936 when University Field was first constructed. Previous field locations included the current site of Schaefer Auditorium, the newly renovated Schaefer Auditorium on Kutztown Road. And that is the first of our 4 new moments we will be releasing here today.
First and 10 from the 31. Here's a handoff left side. Perry Williams, he shakes several tacklers. A flag flies as he brings it up over the 40, close to the first down marker.
Great run by Williams. Unfortunately, it might be a holding penalty on the Kutztown offense up the field. We'll see what the initial ruling is, but from the appearance of where the flag was thrown, it seems like it might be against the Golden Bears. The reason that hurt so much, Matt, is that holding penalty came far away from where the run was. So unfortunately for the Golden Bears, that roughly 9-yard rush is going to get brought back, and it's going to be first and long. Correction, they're actually going to rule it from the spot of the foul. So we're going to be looking at about a first and 12. They'll give Williams the yardage there on that run.
Back at the 30-yard line, 69 yards for the Golden Bears offensively in the first quarter, 52 for Cheyney. The Wolves had the ball 9 minutes and 41 seconds of that first quarter, but the Golden Bears lead it 6-0. Second quarter, 14-14 to go as there's a stoppage down on the field.
There was some brief confusion. The play clock had not been reset after that penalty. So the Golden Bears looking for a resetting of the play clock. The officials are reviewing it now.
Speaking of the officials, we have 2 female officials who needs to pick up her flag back there at the 46-yard line. She gets it. 2 female officials out on the field. We have a female clock operator. So a little unique here today at O'Shields Stevenson Stadium in Cheyney. Cheyney located about an hour And 35, 40 minutes from Kutztown, south, just south of Westchester. Here is a pass complete out on the near side to Daryl Scott. And Scott is chased out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
Positive yardage, going to get back into manageable territory now for second down. A nice screen pass to the near sideline, Daryl Scott. Barton able to get the ball over the defender closing in, get Scott out in space, allow him to be able to make a move the defender back a couple yards on the initial tackle. It's going to put Kutztown about 2nd and 3 now.
The ball at the 39-yard line. Double wing, Barton hands it off. A big seam, Scott, midfield, 45, and brought down at the 40. First down and more for the Golden Bears.
Interior lineman, great job on creating space there. Mike Italiani, Beg Kreger, and the right guard, Brian Robbins. Scott really able to get on the turbo boosters early there, break through the line, and really went untouched for about 10 yards.
Here's Scott again with a nice hole as he takes it down and is stacked up at about the 36-yard line. This will be a gain of 4.
Yeah, Cheyney wasn't going to let it happen twice. A similar play call as the last time. Scott right up the middle, in between the tackles. But again, Kutztown's one of their larger backs, able to get positive yardage. He's going to be subbed out of the game now for a 5-wide set for the Golden Bears on 2nd and long. But again, Scott has looked good, if nothing else, keeping the ball moving forward and getting positive plays.
2nd and 6 from the 36. Barton with a 5-receiver set in an empty backfield. Down the near sideline, leaping and almost bringing it in is Kellen Williams down at the 15. It would have been a nice catch in triple coverage.
We went from a potential excellent catch by Kellen Williams to an almost even better interception there. Williams went up, made the catch, and while he was trying to get his feet in bounds, the Cheyney defender grabbed the ball and ripped it out of Williams' hands. During the process, the ball goes out of bounds, an incomplete pass on the play. But, man, it could have been a big play for both sides right there.
Again, an empty backfield on 3rd and 6 from the Cheyney 36. Trips to the far side. Barton, flag flies, rolling to the near side. He's going to keep it and run out of bounds.
Julian Venable-Pagans had good pressure up the middle there. And right about the same time as the penalty flag came in, right in the vicinity of holding on the offense. We'll see what the ruling is.
So Kutztown with good field position here. They're going to have it. Barton was chased out of bounds after a loss of about 2. So it's at the 38. You've got a 4th down and about 7. And the Golden Bears are, looks like they're going to go for it here, which makes sense. It would be a long field goal on grass.
See a school record field goal on grass.
Absolutely.
Rosenfeld is on the sideline warming up, but I'm sure the Golden Bears were hoping to move the chains one more time before potentially bringing that unit onto the field.
Just to note, the school record field goal was on grass, Brian. Here we go. Barton back to pass. Another flag going deep. Man wide open. It was Kelly down at the end zone, and he overthrew him, but flags all over the place. Was that a free play? We'll see.
Yeah, it seemed to be, we had 2 flags on the play, one early and a second one late. We'll see what the officials rule. The ever-popular offsetting penalties there, Matt, but a free play there for the Golden Bears would have gotten brought back by a late hold there by the offensive line. So we'll replay 4th down. It's going to be about 4th and 7 here from the Cheyney 37-yard line.
Well, that noise you heard in the background was the wind down on the field, a bit of a breeze kicking up here now and then as the sun tries to break through at O'Shield Stevenson Stadium. 4th down and 7 from the 36. Empty backfield and movement again. Flags fly, and this play is going to be called dead. False start against the Golden Bears, and just sloppy play down there right now.
Yeah, they had receivers moving all over the place before that ball was snapped. Put themselves 2 plays back-to-back on potential 4th down plays, negated by penalty flags. We're going to bring that 4th down marker above the 10-yard marker. Golden Bears going to punt now, but again, sloppy plays and some flags preventing the Golden Bears from building any kind of rhythm right now offensively.
Deutsch standing back at his own 42. 2 men deep for the Wolves, back at their own 10. Bad snap. McCoy peels it off the ground, gets a wobbly punt toward the right sideline. He takes a Kutztown bounce and is going to roll out of bounds at about the 12. 11:53 to go in the first half, 6-0 in favor of the Golden Bears. Matt Santos here along with Brian Salvador. Brandon Conniff, our producer and engineer, back at the KUR studios in beautiful Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Fans looking for the next step in your career, choose a KU Master's degree. Register online for our fall graduate information sessions for an in-depth look at specific master's programs, speak with professors, and learn about financial aid for continuing education. For more information on Kutztown University's graduate programs, visit kutztownmasters.com. That's kutztownmasters.com. 1st and 10 for the Wolves at their own 12-yard line. Back to pass, dropping straight back with a lot of time and throwing over the middle, incomplete. Anwar Mathis, his receiver, left, but he just threw it too high and might have had a shot to get him there if he throws that ball a little bit lower.
Yeah, the tight end certainly had some space to move there in the pocket or in the middle of the field. Pressure up with the middle by number 92, Tyrone Brown, perhaps getting the quarterback a little bit out of his rhythm, had to get that ball away a little quicker than he wanted, resulting in that high throw there. But so far, we've seen some pretty similar statistics in regards to total offense right now. Golden Bears, 69 yards on 13 plays. Cheyney, 52 yards on 16 plays. Both teams with 4 first downs.
2nd and 10. There's a handoff off the left side in the locker room this time for Maurice Tillman, who takes it up near the first down marker. Have an injured player on the field for the Golden Bears on the far side. I'm not sure who that is or what exactly happened there.
It appears to be on the far end of the sideline. We hope it's nothing serious, but the KU athletic training team was sprinting on the field as soon as that play went dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the injury is, that the player is getting quite a bit of attention out there. Yeah, you have some other scores for us around the PSAC.
Yeah, as we hope for the best for that KU player down on the field around the PSAC right now. At halftime, we have California leading Edinburgh 16-9. Clarion leading Gannon 26-17 at halftime. That's a battle of 3-0 teams in their first game in the PSAC West. At halftime, we have 0-3 Lockhaven leading East Stroudsburg 28-23. As we near the second quarter, it is tied 3-3 between Bloomsburg and Shippensburg. Second quarter, IUP leads Mercyhurst 14-0. And in the second quarter, Westchester leading Millersville 14-0.
This player is pretty hurt, Brian. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is, but he is squirming in discomfort down in the field. It did not look
good, Matt. Once he went down, I don't think I've seen athletic trainer Brandon don't run so fast to get over to that player and make sure that he had the attention he needed. But he is still on the ground right now. Haven't been able to confirm a number for you.
There are 8 medical personnel around him on the field, both Cheyney and Kutztown. And we'll try not to speculate here, but certainly hoping that they're able to get this player in a comfortable situation as Cheyney comes off the field. Folks, we'll take a break as we have an injury timeout. 11:35 to go. Your score is Kutztown 6, Cheyney nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
To get the most up-to-date and in-depth information about the Kutztown University Golden Bears, visit KU Athletics online at kubears.com. KUbears.com features extensive coverage for all 21 of Kutztown University's NCAA varsity sports. The website also features video content and allows fans to follow select games through live statistics. Be sure to check out the Kutztown Golden Bears at kubears.com. Go Bears, go! Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West features everything you need for a successful trip to the Kutztown area. Located just 20 minutes from campus near Fogelsville, the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West offers a complimentary shuttle for corporate travelers, friendly service, and complimentary high-speed wired and wireless internet access to make your trip to Allentown successful, whatever the reason for your visit. Meeting rooms, leisure facilities, and a delicious cook-to-order breakfast make the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West the natural choice. For reservations and information, call 610-398-6645 or visit HiltonGardenInn3.hilton.com.
Back at O'Shield Stevenson Stadium, 11:35 remaining in the first half. It is 6-0 Golden Bears. We're in the midst of an injury timeout. The player still down on the field. They're finally helping him up, and that's good news that he's on his feet. I'm not sure if he got the wind knocked out of him, Brian, or if it's some kind of a it's really hard to say.
Yeah, he's up on his feet now. They're very hesitant to move him. It seems that he is talking with the medical staff now before they move him any further to make sure that everything is okay. But really unfortunate for any Golden Bear in this position. We will confirm a number for you. It is on the far side of the field when we can. Maybe number 39 there, Matt Tyson Stamper. His first collegiate game today being played. Appeared to have taken a hard hit. We'll try and get some information at halftime.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. He is walking off under his own power with the sports medicine staff around him. Whether it is was he got the wind knocked out of him or had a stinger or who knows. He looked like he was in serious pain there, and the fact that he walked off under his own power is great news. We have 3rd and 10 here. Well, that's incorrect. It's 3rd and 5, we'll call it, for the Wolves from the 20-yard line. Here's a pitch around the left side, and coming close to the first down marker is Maurice Tillman. We'll see where they spot that ball.
Golden Bears brought pressure up the middle, but Cheyney able to get the ball outside quickly with the pitch to the far sideline. Cornerback Maurice Tillman able to break the side. Looks to be very close to a first down. The chain markers actually dropped the chains to be sure they were out of the way of that play, and they will measure for it.
Cheyney is, as we said, located in southeastern Pennsylvania, just a few miles south of Westchester. The campus, Cheyney University, is arguably the oldest historically black college and university in the country. They have a debate going on with Lincoln, which is down the road here in Chester County, another Division II program. Cheyney is a member of the state system of higher education. About 700 students making up the student body. And it is pretty much in the suburban Philadelphia area, which has had its own excitement this weekend with the Pope visiting. Many of the area interstates are closed as traffic poured into Philadelphia today, but we didn't really have any problem getting here, Brian. I came from Delaware. You came from Kutztown. The team got here fine, and I think everybody's been smart, and if you're not going to Philadelphia to see the Pope, they're staying home.
Yeah, staying home, giving yourself a little extra time to travel. But again, a great day to be out, able to get here with no problems here. Back on the field, they did award Cheyney the first down. We'll have 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Wing to the near side. Here is a pass incomplete by Anwar Mathis. Nobody in the neighborhood.
Tipped at the line of scrimmage, not able to get a number there. Defensive lineman. 20, Chris Kimbiz at number 85. 70, Chris Kimbiz at number 85. Chris McMongle there on the coverage. The tip at the line of scrimmage, able to diffuse a Cheyney slant pattern there on 1st down.
Although Cheyney's campus is close to Westchester and close to U.S. Route 202, it is really in a remote location. It was built on the Cheyney farm back in the 1830s, so of all the campuses, it's close to the suburbs, but it's certainly in a remote location, about 5 miles from the closest activity. Maurice Tillman on the carry. This time he tries the right side and doesn't get very far, maybe a yard.
Good stop it there on the play outside by Kutztown and the linebacker and the 4 up front. It's on a forced 3rd and long. We'll see what kind of pressure Kutztown decides to bring. We've seen them play, give the wide receivers some space on the outside. We've also seen them bring additional bodies up front to try and get some pressure on the quarterback, who has seemed comfortable outside the pocket. We'll see what happens here on 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 from the 25. Working from left to right here in the second quarter. Mathis dropping back, fires it over the middle, and it's dropped. His tight end was the intended receiver, Christian Sanchez, and he just dropped the ball. He would have been short of the first down, but he started running before he had the ball.
He was wide open in the middle of the field, and again, that tight end was waiting for that pass, almost like he started running up the field, as you mentioned, before he got his hands on the ball. He's going to take over the long snapping duties now for the Cheyney punting unit. But certainly a missed opportunity there for Cheyney. Great for the KU defense, able to force a punt here for Cheyney. A new punter in for the Wolves as well, but hopefully the Golden Bears get a good field position after this.
Julian Venable Feggins standing back at his own 10. He gets a boomer off, goes back to about the 35-yard line, and here's a return by Abdul Rahman up to about the 45. And the Golden Bears will have good field position again. 10:02 to go in the first half. It is 6-0 Golden Bears, and I think the Wolves have to be happy that they've played the Golden Bears pretty tough so far.
Absolutely. I mean, offensively, they've gone stride for stride with the Golden Bears. Cheyney actually started off this game very strong, 3 first downs on their first drive. But being able to stop the number one passing offense in the conference in Kutztown. Kutztown's going to take over on its own 45. It will resort to the pass here with 4 wide. We'll see if Kutztown can get any rhythm here.
Here's a pass complete out on the right side. Cody Reed takes it up the far sideline, up over midfield to about the 46, and be about a yard short of a first down.
Just getting skilled players out in position, allowing them to make moves. A hard hit there on Cody Reed, but he's able to haul in the pass within a couple yards of the line of scrimmage. Use his abilities up the sideline to be able to get this to about 2nd and 2. Another strong play there by a Kutztown wide receiver.
Second and we'll call it 1 at the 46. Here's Williams, who has the first down, as he takes it down to about the 43.
Strong second and short play there. Confident in the running game, being able to get you some positive yardage there. Keep the chains moving. Use the clock to your side. I know it's early, but being able to keep the offense on the field, allow the defense to get a breather, always good when you can move the chains early in drives and hopefully build something.
The crowd is leveled out now on the home side of the grandstand, about the same as on the visitor side. 1st and 10 from the 43. Slot to the far side. Complete out on the near side, the screen to Kelly, and it's read well by Cheyney. He's thrown for a loss. Well, I think they're going to spot it in no gain.
Yeah, first time we've seen Anthony Kelly today. Outside a receiver, he kind of knew exactly what was going to happen there. A couple shimmy moves, and he was expecting that pass, and kind of put him one-on-one outside there with the defender. But a good tackle there to really eliminate any potential for a big play for Kutztown.
Working from the near hash, double wing, 2nd and 10 from the Cheyney 43-yard line. Barton back, plenty of time, now being pressured, rolls to the far side. He's looking, he throws, and it is nearly caught. Let's see what they call down there at the 25-yard line. They called it incomplete. The receiver, Cody Reed, just out of bounds.
An amazing try there. Barton scrambling to his right. Great pressure there by the Cheyney defensive lineman, Joseph Bryant. Had Reed coming about 20 yards across field inside Cheyney territory. The throw right down the sideline. Made the catch, but was not able to keep the feet in bounds. So we're looking now at about 3rd and 10 from the Cheyney 43-yard line. Kutztown's going to put 3 receivers out on the far sideline.
Empty backfield, 2 on the near sides for Barton. This Cheyney defense is ranked 6th in the PSAC. Barton fires over the middle, completes it to Cody Reed down at the 25, shakes a tackler down inside the 20. First down, Golden Bears.
Great play there by Cody Reed to be able to haul in an on-point pass by Barton, able to catch the ball in stride. One of the toughest players you're going to see on offense. He was surrounded by about 3 Cheyney defenders, took about hits from all 3 of them, Matt, able to still keep moving forward, get himself extra yardage, and now Kutztown's got within striking distance of putting some more points on the scoreboard.
Empty backfield again. Good job by Jordan Morgan in that offensive line. Back. Barton steps up in the pocket, fires it, it's picked off at the goal line, and firing up the far sideline is the Cheyney defender, who's going to bring it all the way up to midfield. A flag flies, clearly a late hit out of bounds there. Shaquille Benjamin on the interception. He read that all the way and puts the Cheyney offense in good field position.
One of the best pockets that Chad Barton's had to throw in all day, and just a poor decision there. But as you mentioned, a great read by the defender, able to jump that pass right in stride, probably at about the 5 or 10 yard line of Cheyney down the far sideline. Great protection up front, just a poor throw there by the Kutztown quarterback.
A 50-yard return, and I think Cheyney's going to get extra yardage as the returner, Benjamin. Absolutely. He was hit late and out of bounds, so Cheyney is going to get 75 yards total out of this return when you tack on the penalty.
Talk about a game changer.
65 yards.
The Kutztown offense nearing the red zone, a lot of good plays in a row, able to move the chains, and one bad play. Now Cheyney's at the Kutztown 35, feeling good about itself, has the ability to take the lead potentially on this drive.
6-0 Golden Bears, 7:41 to go. Mathis hands it off, and this is a new running back this time, Brandon French. But we haven't seen Brandon French coming in as the leading rusher, gets no gain.
Yeah, his first carry there, but again, good penetration there by the Kutztown defense. Number 2, Kenny Williams from his secondary position was able to get there, as well as some other KU bodies, but able to get an early hit there on, as you said, Cheyney's leading rusher coming into today. Pretty sure that was his first carry of the day. So we'll see what kind of offense that Cheyney wants to try and produce here with a no yards there on first down. It was on the 2nd and 10.
Well, here's their chance to get off the snide, Brian. It's been since 2013 since the Cheyney offense has scored against Kutztown. 2nd and 10, pressure and sacked back at the 45 as Mathis. Kutztown was all over him.
Yep, play action pass. Kutztown did not fall for it. Number 31, Tajir Jefferson there on the sack. Got some help again from Kenny Williams in on the pressure, but a play action pass looked to be Cheyney, looked for something big. Kutztown defense did not fall for the play action. A great sack, Kutztown's first of the day, and that's going to put Cheyney on the other side of the Kutztown 40-yard line here on 3rd and long.
That's going to be a loss of 8 yards. So 3rd and 18 back at the Cheyney 43-yard line. Receiver split, backs in the eye. Mathis dropping back, pressure by the Golden Bears, dumps off the screen pass, flag flies. This looked like a hold as they tried to save Mathis from just getting crushed back there, and the gain goes to the 46-yard line. This may be a loss of 2 on the screen. The penalty is going to be holding against the Wolves.
Dean Gregory had a great beat on the outside. Cheyney was still able to complete the pass for short yardage, still behind the sticks. Kutztown's going to decline the penalty here, put Cheyney in a long 4th down situation, bring the punting unit on. But a good hold there for the Kutztown defense. Being able to get Cheyney out of its rhythm. Obviously, the sack, the key play there on 2nd down. But a holding penalty there declined by the Golden Bears. And Cheyney has the punting unit on the field. It appears to be a timeout.
So it is a timeout by the Wolves. 5:51 to go here in the first half. Your score, Kutztown 6, Cheyney nothing. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Kelly's Sports is your apparel headquarters for Kutztown University Athletics, with store locations in Westchester and Reading and online stores at kellysteamsports.com. Kelly's offers simple setup, easy ordering, quick turnaround, and no hassles for athletic teams and organizations. You focus on winning games, Kelly's makes sure you look good doing it. Kelly's Sports, since 1972, outfitting team sports is what we do.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by the Kutztown Tavern, featuring contemporary American cuisine with local flair and handcrafted microbrews from the on-site Golden Avalanche Brewing Company. Visit the Kutztown Tavern, the center of downtown on Main Street. And by the Crown Plaza Reading. Enjoy an enriched hotel stay at a great value to business and leisure travelers at the Crown Plaza Reading.
Fourth and long for the Wolves. And here is the punt, a nice punt this time. And Well, we're going to see where it actually went out of bounds. It had some height and distance, but it did go out of bounds. Brendan Vandermark on the punt. And we'll see where they spot it.
Kutztown's Corey Tomasetti able to get some pressure there on the punter. Tried to get his hand in there on a block. Don't think it was tipped, but a short punt there for Cheyney. As we're going to take a break here with an injury timeout here for a player of the Cheyney Wolves.
Yeah, they're going to. It actually punt had some height and distance, but did go out of bounds. So Kutztown, depending on where they mark it, should have okay field position to start off here with 5:43 to go. As Brian mentioned, injury timeout on the field. We'll take another break. 6-0 Golden Bears. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Avalanche, Kutztown University's very own mascot, is available to appear at your event. Whether it's a birthday party, grand opening, or town parade, inviting Avalanche will add in extra fun and entertainment for people of all ages. Also, kids can join Avalanche's Golden Bear Cub Club, which allows them to become junior members of the KU team. Make everyone's experience golden by visiting kutztown.edu/avalanche. Once again, that's kutztown.edu/avalanche.
5:43 to go in the first half. They did mark the ball back at the 20. So Kutztown with a 1st and 10 at the 20 after the ball was finally marked. Here's Daryl Scott on a sweep around the right side, and Scott gets about 5 yards, maybe 6 to the 26.
Yeah, most times we see Daryl Scott running in between the tackles there on almost a screen play out to the right side, able to get out in some space, but again, positive yards there for Daryl Scott. Looks to be about a 6-yard gain. And keeping the sticks moving. Dale Scott's done a great job of that today for Kutztown.
2nd and 4 from the 26. Double wing for the Golden Bears. Actually, hear Barton on our crowd mic. Here is a handoff, and Williams dances into the hole and picks up about a yard.
Yep, Golden Bears feeling good about the running game right now, going with it on 2nd and about 6. Offensive line able to get him some room on the right side, able to cut that distance just about in half here for 3rd and short. A good position for the Golden Bear offense and its talented wide receiving core.
Trips to the near side on 3rd and 4. Barton has it knocked down at the line of scrimmage. His attempted pass incomplete. Cheyney all over it as number 72 came firing in there for the Wolves. That was Tariq Carson.
Great pressure there, and Kutztown had some options at the line for a slant pass, just about 5 yards. Would have been good for a 1st down, but batted down right at the line of scrimmage. A lot of action up front. Barton not able to get the pass over that line. So the punting unit will come on for Kutztown at its own 27-yard line. Would have been a great opportunity there to get some momentum, build some rhythm here late in the 2nd quarter, and take some time off the clock. We'll see what Cheyney can do in a similar scenario.
Bush with a high wobbly punt that's going to land at the 35 and take a Kutztown roll back inside the 30, and that's where the Wolves will go back to work. Bit of a surprise here. Cheyney holding tough, 6-0 Kutztown with 4:11 to go. Interesting that the Golden Bears offensively have just not looked sharp. It's been the defense today that's really kind of stood out, if anything.
Yeah, this offense averages 395 yards of passing offense per game. The tops in the PSAC. In regards to total offense, one of the best in all of Division II. But give credit to Cheyney. They've put pressure on Barton. They haven't allowed any big plays so far. So credit to Cheyney on being able to stick with it, weather the storm, and now with a chance to kind of put together a late half drive.
Movement up front as a flag flies, a handoff off the left side, and a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards as Brandon French carries. Cheyney's not the type of team you want to let hang around.
So an offside penalty there on the Golden Bears should make this 1st and 5 after the short run on 1st down. We'll see where they mark it. The penalties again, Matt, I think that's something Coach Clemens could look at headed into halftime. Some personal foul penalties, some holding penalties on some big plays. I think of a Craig Reynolds 1st down catch that got brought back on a holding call. And here, a defensive offsides is going to give Cheyney 1st and 5.
From the 31-yard line, handoff, and this is going to be a loss.
Cheyney quarterback got tripped up there. Not sure if he tripped on his center, going to hand the ball off, but there was some confusion there. It seemed like he barely was able to get the ball to his running back, who was hit immediately by the KU defense. Tajir Jefferson in on the play, as well as 85 Chris McMonigal. But good stop there, KU defense, keeping the ball in front of them.
Second down and 6 at the 30. Mathis sprint to the near side, throws incomplete, or was it caught? It was deflected off of his intended receiver and brought in close to the first down marker by number 2, Jalen Lewis Curse.
So the initial pass tipped by the receiver, the tight end, 88 Christian Sanchez. Ball goes into the air and goes right to the other Cheyney receiver. Hauled in very close to the ground. A short gain, but a long enough gain for a first down for Cheyney to move the sticks. So Cheyney had its first option in the tight end. Wasn't able to make the catch, but fortunate that the ball found itself into the hands of another receiver.
1st and 10 at the Cheyney 38. Handoff, French. It's read immediately, and he is thrown for a loss.
Tajir Jefferson, great interior pressure today. Able to get the first hit, finished off by the defensive end, Zamir McDowell, the transfer out of Cal. But a great job today by Jefferson. Really pleased with his effort up front to put pressure on the Cheyney running back almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. That first hit really sets up for the rest of the KU defense to be able to finish off and keep Cheyney from building any big plays. So you got to tip your hats right now to the Kutztown defense up front, because they've been thrown with a lot of different looks here from the Cheyney up front.
2nd and 12, back at the 35-yard line. Wing to the far side, working from the near hash. Mathis dropping back, fires it out, completes it, little bubble screen on the far side, and he takes it to about the 46-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 2 yards.
Yeah, on 2nd and long, Kutztown gave the wide receiver some space, gave him about 8 yards, so Cheyney took advantage, took the short pass, and let the receiver do the rest, able to miss a defender. Kirk Kenny ended up bringing him back about 8 yards later. It's going to result in 3rd and 2 now for Cheyney. It's letting the clock run. We're at a 2-minute and 25 here left in the second quarter. It's still got 55 yards to go to the end zone. We'll see how they manage the clock here in the end of the first half.
Well, no matter what happens here, I think Cheyney goes into halftime with a moral victory, Brian, after losing 74-0 last year. Kutztown showing the blitz. Mathis rolling, eludes, throws, completes it into Kutztown territory for a first down at the 44-yard line. That's the tight end, who again is banged up, Christian Sanchez.
He's been a great target so far for the Cheyney quarterback on the ongoing in the middle of the field. Unfortunately for him, he is down right now. Another big hit applied to him. He's shown some signs of greatness on plays like that, Matt. He's had a couple balls fall off his hands, but most importantly, we hope that he's okay right now as he's down on the field.
1:02 remaining in the half. It is 6-0 Golden Bears. Cheyney on the move here, trying to tie this one up, maybe take the lead going into the half. The Kutztown University Golden Bear football team returns home next Saturday night for its PSAC East home opener. The Golden Bears hosting the Millersville Marauders. It will be Family Day, a 6:05 p.m. kickoff. A lot of activities going on during the day, including the Spirit Strut. Some other Golden Bear teams in action at home next Saturday. The Family Day festivities on the DMZ. And as a part of the sesquicentennial celebration for Kutztown University and the 100 seasons of KU football, we will have a post-game fireworks display, weather permitting, sponsored by PSECU. So plan on coming out to University Field at Andre Reed Stadium next Saturday night. Tickets will be available at the gate. For information, go to KUBears.com. And don't want to really think about next week yet, Brian. The Golden Bears have to wake up.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, Cheyney's has got a 1st and down in its own territory, looking to take advantage with some late time here in the first half. But again, I think defensively, this Kutztown defense has seen play action. It's seen some bootleg runs. It's seen a lot of different looks in and outside of the tackles. they've been strong up front. I think right now, offensively, Kutztown's got to figure out what does it want to be able to commit to moving forward. It's shown signs of strong running ability up the middle. It's shown signs of short passing plays on the outside. They have not really tried for any big plays, something that they have big playability in offensively. But right now, being held to one score for a team that scored 30 in its opening 3 games is not something that Coach Clements was expecting.
Mathis dropping back on 1st and 10 from the 43, going long over the middle, and it is bobbled and caught down inside the 5-yard line in double coverage. Cheyney's going to have a 1st and goal. That was Jellen Lewis-Curse. Mathis overthrew the receiver, but Lewis-Curse able to get a hand on it, almost batted to himself in the middle of multiple Kutztown defenders. This is going to be down at the Kutztown 5-yard line, Matt. But again, overthrew the receiver, able to tip the ball almost up to himself. You'd think that the Kutztown defenseman would be in a good position to be able to possibly knock that down. But credit to Lewis-Curse. He stood with it. He hauled it in and withstood a good hit there at the 5-yard line. With 43 seconds left, Cheyney's going to call timeout and see what it wants to do here on 1st and goal from the 5. So Cheyney threatening, and with no timeouts left, they're going to have to keep that in mind. With 43 seconds left, it'll be 1st and goal Wolves at the 5-yard line. The Golden Bears clinging on to a 6-0 lead as we head toward halftime here. Just a reminder, friends, coming up at halftime on the Golden Bear Halftime Show, Steve Degler will be joining us. He'll be announcing the all-decade teams. From what era do we have this week?
So we've got the 1960s we're going to highlight, Matt.
Awesome. And then the interview, Steve will be interviewing 2 members of the Kutztown University Council of Trustees and members of the Kutztown University Athletic Hall of Fame who played on those 1960s teams. It will be Mr. Jack Wabi, the chair of the KU Council of Trustees, and Dr. Charles Bloxage. So be sure to keep it tuned here at halftime on KUR. Here we go, 1st and goal for the Wolves. So we'll go with a 3-receiver set, slot to the near side, backs in the eye. Mathis under center. He'll roll to the near side. He'll look, he'll throw. His receiver fell. It's incomplete. That was Nigel Wiley, the intended receiver, who actually had to step on the defender.
Yeah, play-action pass, bought the quarterback some time, rolling out to his right. Had 2 receivers running out to the right side. But again, some trouble with the footing with the Cheyney receiver there, possibly due to this grass field, Matt. But an incomplete pass is not a bad thing in 1st and goal here late in the quarter for Cheyney.
Especially with no timeout. 39 seconds to go. 2nd and goal at the 5. Cheyney will go with a slot to the near side. Evan Hamilton is the deep back out of the I formation. Mathis under center, dropping back. Fires, throws it to the left side, and it's short of the goal line. Still waiting for a referee signal. They're calling it complete, and the clock is running. Cheyney doesn't, according to the scoreboard, Cheyney has no timeouts left, although they called a timeout. So they must have had 1 timeout left. The scoreboard showing none, Brian.
I'm with you, Matt. On that play there, a short pass short of the goal line, about a 3-yard pass. The referee ruled it down. The clock was still running. We're here at 24 seconds left. And we thought that Cheyney was without a timeout, but it did have one indeed. So Cheyney's going to have a 3rd and goal here from about the 1.5-yard line, but we do have a timeout on the field.
Well, 24.4 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Now, you could probably get 2 plays off in 24 seconds, Brian. I don't know if you'd want to risk a run here on 3rd down. Maybe you go for the pass. If it's incomplete, then you could do whatever you want on 4th down.
Regardless of the team, I don't think you have enough time to be able to run a run here on 3rd down and get yourself in a good position on 4th. But I think Cheyney's comfortability has been with this quarterback outside of the pocket. They're going to have single coverage here on the outside, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it in the quarterback's hands.
The Wolves have not kicked a field goal this year. Here is a fumble, and it's recovered by the Golden Bears. I'm not exactly sure what happened going into the pile there. just a mix-up, and somehow the Golden Bears come up with the ball. What a break for Kutztown.
Second time this game so far I've seen issues with the handoff between the quarterback and the running back. Once again, here the case again, Matt. They go with the run play on 3rd and goal from the 1, fumble it in the exchange, recovered by Kutztown. Number 98, Steve Ploses, came up with the football. Kutztown's going to have a huge lift here going into halftime. 17 seconds left. They lead 6-0. But this very well could have been, Cheyney was on the doorstep there at 3rd and goal. Really fortunate break there for the Golden Bears.
1st and goal, Golden Bears, the ball at the 4-yard line after the turnover. So a break, the Kutztown defense coming up with a turnover. Barton working under center. He could just kneel it here. He's going to carry it himself as he carries it off left tackle. And they finally blow it dead after he gains about 3, maybe 4 yards. That should be the last play of the quarter, of the half. It will be, as time runs out, and a bit of a surprise, fans. At the half, it is Kutztown 6, Cheyney nothing. And as you mentioned, Brian, it could have been a lot worse. Cheyney had the momentum there. They punch it in there. They have a chance to take a lead going into the half. And I can't remember the last time the Wolves have even led Kutztown, much less been trailing by 6 points at the half.
I'm with you, Matt, and I think Kutztown is fortunate that it's not trailing in this case. I mean, its defense read the run, and it was ready on that 3rd and goal play. But obviously confusion there between the Cheyney quarterback and running back on the handoff presented an opportunity for the defensive line. Steve Close has picked it up, neutralized that threat for Cheyney. But again, I think Cheyney has looked sharp offensively. The Golden Bear defense have been able to keep them in check in regard to keeping the plays in front of them and eliminating big plays. But just as I speak of big plays, what put Cheyney in that position was its skill position players down the field. An initially looked long pass, tipped in the air and hauled in by the Cheyney receiver. Could have been the difference of them taking the lead into the halftime here. The Golden Bears will be leading 6-0 as the field clears for half. But I'm sure that this offense specifically is going to be looking for some answers to try and get things rolling here.
No doubt about it. You know, Kellen Williams has been the go-to guy, and the Golden Bears may need to get him involved and just start opening it up a little bit. And part of me really wonders, of course, you've got the new season here, which, you know, that's part of it, would being the first game in the PSAC East. But, you know, when you beat a team 74-0, you know, does that team forget the next year, Brian? And maybe Cheyney, with a little bit of pride on the line here today, and got to question that a little bit as it's 6-0 at the half.
Well, Cheyney should be feeling very good about itself. They've proven through thick and thin that they have what it takes to compete against Kutztown right now, only trailing 6-0. I mean, their defense has played extremely stout, limiting Kutztown's offense, averaging 395 yards a game, 89 yards at halftime today. So I feel that Cheyney, not only Kutztown knowing about that big win that they had last year, I'm sure Cheyney came into today looking to brush off that last year, especially here on its home field.
Yeah, 89 yards through the air for the Golden Bears. We're going to take a break and get ready for our halftime festivities here. Your score at the half, it is Kutztown 6, Cheyney nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Stop by the new KU campus store or Dixon Marketplace any Monday following a KU home football game to receive 5% off KU apparel for every touchdown the Golden Bears score. The Paul Bucks discount is offered win or lose, with a minimum discount of 15% and a maximum discount of 40%. The KU campus store and Dixon Marketplace are divisions of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. All purchases benefit KU students.
Osgood's Neighborhood Grill and Bar is the newest food choice in town. Located just over a mile west of the Kutztown University campus on Kutztown Road, Osgood's features amazing steaks, seafood dishes, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and chef specials, soups, chowders, and chili, pastas and light fare, sizzling starters and salads, and burgers and sandwiches. For information, visit osgoodsbarandgrill.com. It's always good at Osgood's.
Back at O'Shields Stevenson Stadium in Cheyney, where not a shock, but certainly a surprise, the Golden Bears clinging on to a 6-0 lead over the Cheyney Wolves at the half. Kutztown scoring once on a touchdown pass from Chad Barton to Cody Reed, and that's been it. The extra point was blocked, and it's 6-0 Golden Bears at the half. We're going to send it back to the studio now for the Golden Bear halftime report. Steve Degler with the teams of the decade from the 1960 and his interview guests, KU trustee members and Hall of Fame members, KU football alumni, Dr. Charles Bloxage and Jack Wabi. Here is Steve Degler with the Golden Bear halftime report.
Welcome to this week's edition of the KUSSI Halftime Show. I'm Steve Degler. KU football fans, did you know that all purchases made at the new KU campus store benefit KU students? The campus store is a division of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. Surplus from KUSSI's operations is given back to students in the form of scholarships, student activities, and campus athletics. From improved textbook options to KU apparel and gifts, KU campus store is your source for everything KU. 2015 marks the 100th season of KU football, and to honor some of the greatest players to have ever worn the maroon and gold, we will be releasing all-decade teams throughout the year dating back to the first ever season in 1895. This week, we announced the all-decade team from the 1960s, along with the achievements that earned them a place on the team. First is Charles Bloxage, an offensive guard and KU Athletics Hall of Famer. Anthony Cipriano, an offensive lineman, KU Athletics Hall of Famer, a member of the KU Athletes of the Decade team, 1964 AP Little All-America Honorable Mention team, and selections to the 1963 and 1964 All-PSAC first teams. Joseph J. Hennessy, a center and defensive nose guard, a KU Athletics Hall of Famer, and 1965 All-PSAC first team selection. Bob Hilligus, a defensive back and KU Athletics Hall of Famer. Bob Muschlitz, a running back and KU Athletics Hall of Famer. Doug Pollard, a center, KU Athletics Hall of Famer, and selection to the 1969 All-PSAC East second team. Ron Reed, a linebacker, KU Athletics Hall of Famer, and selections to the 1968 All-PSAC East first team and the 1969 All-PSAC East second team. Raymond Pete Sullivan, a center and defensive tackle, KU Athletics Hall of Fame member, and a member of the KU Athletes of the Decade team. Jack Wabi, a defensive back, KU Athletics Hall of Famer, and a selection to the 1968 All-PSAC East first team. Bill Wiggins, a defensive back and a KU Athletics Hall of Famer. And lastly, Dave Wiggins, a linebacker, KU Athletics Hall of Famer, and selection to the 1964 All-PSAC first team. Congratulations to the members of the 1960s All-Decade team, and tune in to the next KU football broadcast on KUR to find out the next class of All-Decade teams in KU football history. The KUSSI Halftime Show continues in a moment. Our guests this week are KU Council of Trustee members Jack Wabi and Charles Bloxage. That's coming your way in just a moment.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by Mama's Delight Pizza, featuring fresh bread baked daily, fast delivery, daily specials, and online ordering. Visit Mama's 7 days a week in downtown Kutztown. And by Service Electric Cablevision, your foundation for family entertainment, offering lightning-fast, high-speed internet speeds, hundreds of TV channel choices, and crystal clear phone service. Bundle and save today at secv.com.
Welcome back to the KUSSI Halftime Show. I'm Steve Degler. Our guests today are two members of the KU Council of Trustees and the KU Athletics Hall of Fame, Charlie Bloxage, class of 1965, and Jack Wabi, class of 1968. Jack, we'll start with you. As a trustee, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, most of our responsibilities deal with finances, approving contracts, personnel, just about everything with the university we oversee. The president has most of the authority when it comes to the hiring process and everything else. When I first got on the board 23 years ago, to be honest with you, we were mostly cheerleaders. We're there to say, to support Kutztown University. We still are. We're here mostly to support Kutztown University. But now with shared governance, we're getting more involved with all the aspects of the university, giving input to the president, to the cabinet, and so forth. Charlie could add to that, too, because he's been a member of many boards.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, some of our major responsibilities, of course, are, we had a presidential selection committee, and we're actively engaged in that. And as you know, we're part of a system. So we make a recommendation specifically with respect to the hiring of a president, to the system, to the chancellor's office, and then they act upon our recommendation. We need to be good stewards. We have fiduciary responsibilities with respect to managing the financial resources at the university. We also are actively engaged in developing a strategic plan which sets forth the vision, the objectives, the mission of the university. So we're actively engaged in terms of providing some oversight, but we are part of the system, and most of the things we do are regulated or are covered by a statute, and we appropriately follow those statutes and regulations.
Let me stay with you, Charlie, because Dr. Kenneth Hawkinson has taken over as the new president of Kutztown. What were some of the things that you guys liked about him going through the whole interview process?
Well, of course, it was a lengthy process, and it went on for, I guess, about 6-7 months anyway. And we had terrific candidates. There was a lot of interest in the position, because of course it's a very, very attractive position. Ken stood out for a couple of reasons. Number one, he had a lot of life experiences. He was a former military officer. He served in the Peace Corps. He was a provost for many years. He had excellent recommendations. He stood out because I think, from my perspective, he stood out because one of the elements that he focused on and emphasized was academic excellence. And of course, we feel strongly that with academic excellence, all the other components of a fine university then fall into place. Kutztown is a terrific university, and we want to make it excellent. We like it to stand out in terms of all the other universities that are part of the state system.
Jack, what do you feel he'll be able to implement during his time as president here?
Well, getting back to what Charlie said of why we were so pleased that Dr. Hawkinson came to Kutztown, is that based on his life experience, as Charlie just said, but also his educational experiences, interviewing most of the other candidates, they all had great ideas what they were going to do. And the main thing that stuck out in my mind, and I know Charlie's mind and the council's mind, along with the search committee, is that Dr. Hawkinson not only talked about what should be done, after checking back with the university, checking his background and so forth, his track record, he's done everything. I mean, he took on retention, he took on recruitment, took on the diversity, and he made improvements in every one of those areas. So I'm sure that he's going to do the same thing here, and that's what we need. College education right now, and the colleges are going through a period of time where there is low enrollments based on less kids are graduating from high school, the economy the way it is. But he attacked that in a very positive way at his university, and he showed improvement, and that's what we're looking for here. And so to us and Charlie and everyone else in the search committee did a great job, and we feel that he is a perfect fit for Kutztown University.
Toss you guys an easy one right now. Charlie and Jack, you're both alums, you're both athletic Hall of Famers, both trustees. Charlie, start with you. What has Kutztown meant to you?
Well, just this past May, I came back on campus and celebrated my 50th graduation. So when I look back on the years that when I first came to Kutztown back in 1961 and then graduated in 65, I mean, obviously there's been a terrific change here on campus, both in terms of facilities and student population and faculty and everything else. But I think what Kutztown has meant to me is that, it really has defined me in many ways. My classmates, my teammates in particular, have been lifelong friends. And I've been in contact with them. We vacation together. We get together for reunions. We get together for football games here on campus. So it's been something that's been very much an integral part of my life. And, of course, the football coach at the time, Coach Howman, Dean White, Harvey Huber, people like that I think when you think back on it, those individuals played a very prominent role in what I am today and who I am. And probably most importantly is I met my wife here 53 years ago. So,
I'm not so sure about that for her.
Yeah, and we'll be celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary in 2016. So I think that in of itself is something where you really define, your entire life. So I look back on it really as a tremendous experience. It's really been a part of my character since I left here 50 years ago, and has really helped me not only in terms of my family life, but also in my career as well.
We share that in common. I met my wife here as well when I was a student.
Well,
Jack,
congratulations.
Thank you. You too. Jack, how about you?
Well, it really changed my life for the better. There's no question about it. Coming from the coal region and graduating from St. Clair High School, had a few opportunities to go on to college to play some football in other universities. And Bill Wolf, who actually he's in the Hall of Fame here as a quarterback, was my high school football coach, said I wasn't ready. And he was right. Academically, I really didn't apply myself. So I went to work in the Strippins for a year. And that really changed my life because there's one Friday evening, I remember on the drill, looking up, it's 8 o'clock at night, and there's my current classmates that are up there, and they're all ready to go to a dance. It's a Friday night. And I said, what's the difference? Wait a minute. They're in college. I'm not. I called Coach Wolf up right away and says, okay, Coach, I'm ready. And I never knew where Kutztown was, to be honest. I had no idea, even 40 miles away. And naturally, being a graduate from here, he arranged things, and I applied, and I got to Kutztown. And the friendships, like Charlie says, and the players that we met, and the coaches and the teachers. Kutztown's been part of my life for the last 50 years. I mean, I never left. Even when I graduated, I was involved with activities with coaches, the scouting at the time, and so forth, and now with the board of trustees. My daughter Jen went here, played for 4 years of basketball. Kutztown is really part of our family. There's no question about it. And being on the board is really an honor. And the people that are there are doing this gratis, and they have the best interests of Kutztown in mind at all times. And it's a pleasure serving with them and just about everyone else from the university.
It's certainly a big year on campus, the 150th anniversary of the university, the 100th season of football. I mentioned you're both football players. Charlie, what are you expecting with all the celebrations this year at Kutztown?
Well, I'm obviously, and when you think of 100 years of football, and I look at it in terms of, I'm right in the middle of that. So I don't know if it's something, it's certainly something to celebrate. But what I'm looking forward to is that, I'm looking forward to seeing those people that come back on that day, to talk to them and have an opportunity to share with them what my experiences were in terms of playing football at Kutztown, how it has evolved into what it is today. And unquestionably, what we see today is a game here that is much more physical. The players are bigger, they're faster, they're quicker. The coaching staffs are certainly greatly expanded upon what they were 50 years ago, and I think the coaching techniques are much more definitive than what they were certainly when I was here. So I'm looking to kind of capture all that and to have the opportunity, I think, to really be able to express to all of these people that come back that what I think is important is that we do all that we can in order to sustain the fine program that we have here, to see if it can be expanded upon so that there are more opportunities for quality students and quality athletes to participate at Kutztown. I think it's a great program. I think it's evolved into an excellent program. When I look at those 2 years, I believe it was 2010 and 2011, which were really exceptional years in terms of Kutztown football history. And that's those are the kinds of seasons. I know they can't be replicated every year, but those are the kinds of seasons that you'd like to see come about every 3 or 4 years. I hope that there are a lot of players that come back that were participated in my era. Some I see on a regular basis, some I haven't. I certainly would like to look forward to that and just see where they are today. There's a lot of time has gone by, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to share not only in memories, but also to have a real good, honest discussion about what we can do to help Kutztown in the future.
Jack, how about your thoughts on this special year here on campus?
Well, Charlie said it all. I'm looking forward to seeing class teammates and also classmates coming back. Looking back at football, I know when we started, I started as a freshman and I played it, every quarter for 4 years. We didn't win too many games, but the program started to evolve in my senior year. The biggest difference I've seen now, and rightfully so, it is for the better. Right there, we never lifted weights. We never. I maybe a couple linemen maybe got a hold of weights one day, and they went to the hall and they lifted weights. We used to work out maybe 2 weeks before we reported to camp. And now, like Charlie said, the athletes, not only in football but just about in all our interscholastic athletes at Kutztown, it's all year round. They work at it. They're bigger. They're stronger. They play the game faster. And it's a joy to see. And Kutztown, we were always behind. I know when we played, we had a lot of good players with heart, but we could never had the quality players, enough of them. We had some great quality players to compete. At that time, we were all education, and most of them were elementary majors, and mostly were female, so it didn't help the football program much. And we to go up against the phys ed schools at that time and so forth. Now it's sort of evened out because of the number of degrees that are offered at the university, so we're definitely more competitive. Where we're behind, and most of our schools, I think physically we're ready for them, and coaching-wise, we have a great coaching staff. Is financially with our scholarships, and we need help there as much as we can. And Charlie and I were thinking, along with Matt, this would be a great opportunity to reach out to our fellow alumni athletes, in football especially, and see what we could do, starting some kind of scholarship fund, so we could help our student athletes, financially come to Kutztown. We lose athletes because of that. There's no question about it, and I don't blame them with the way the economy is. So hopefully at this time of the year, we are going to reach out and maybe get some a scholarship fund raised for the 100 years of football for Kutztown University.
Sounds like a great idea. Charlie Bloxage, Jack Wabi, alums, Hall of Famers, trustee members, appreciate you taking the time. Pleasure talking to you, and thanks for your service.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
Steve.
We'll come back with more. Matt Santos has the second half kickoff when we continue right after this.
All right, we are back at O'Shield Stevenson Stadium. The second half just underway. The kickoff by Rosenfeld goes through the end zone. 1st and 10 Wolves at their own 25. Here's a handoff off left tackle. Maurice Tillman with the carry, and he carries it forward for about 5 yards.
Yep, we're back here, and first play with a running play up the gut, able to get half that yardage that they need on first down. Cheyney looked strong in the first half. There, Matt, going just about toe for toe with Kutztown in regards to total yardage. Again, Kutztown being one of the better offenses, not only in the conference but in Division II.
6-0 as we start the third quarter in favor of the Golden Bears. Kutztown showing blitz. Pitcher on the left side. Kutztown reads it all the way as Tillman is spun down. We'll take a look at some of those first half stats. Rushes, Kutztown 13 for 69. Cheyney 18 of 16 through the air. Kutztown had 89. Cheyney 103. Kutztown 158 yards on 29 plays. Cheyney 119 on 35 penalties. 7 for 71 against the Golden Bears. 3 for 13 against Cheyney. Possession time in favor of Cheyney, 17:33 to 12:27. We'll take a look at some individual stats as it's now 3rd and 6 for the Wolves. Back at the 29. Receiver split, backs in the eye. Cheyney moving from our left to our right, and Mathis is sacked as Delp comes in and just levels him back close to the 22-yard line.
Big hit there by Zach Delp. Didn't look like he was touched for most of that. Zach Delp, the leader of this defensive unit, has had double-digit tackles in each of his first 3 games this year, 10 the first 2 weeks, career high tying 13 last week at Gannon. Strong hit there on the quarterback as they tried to look for a play. Zach Delp was there to neutralize it, putting Cheyney further back in its own territory, and a good showing here from the Kutztown defense to start the second half. Let's hope it results in some good field position here for the offense.
Kutztown with 2 men back at their own 45. Here is an end-over-end punt by Vandermark. It is taken by Abdul Rahman at midfield. Abdul Rahman weaving his way up over the 40, up over the 35, and he is going to give Kutztown great field position down at the close to the original line of scrimmage.
And as just as good as that field position might look now, we do have a flag on the play. Looks like it could be a block on the back for Kutztown. Let's see what they review. But, again, one of the better punt returns on the year for Kutztown.
You got it, Brian. That's going to hurt the Golden Bears and send them backwards. Individually in the first half for Cheyney, Maurice Tillman, 10 carries, 31 yards. Through the air, Mathis was 11 of 17, 103 yards. Lewis Kearse receiving 5 catches for 60 yards. The leading defensively for the Wolves was Benjamin with 6 tackles. Kutztown will have it 1st and 10 at midfield. Darrell Scott, the leading rusher for the Golden Bears, 6 carries for 48 yards. Barton, 10 of 16, 89 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, as he will have slot to the near side, and he hands it off to Darrell Scott, who has a lot of room as he sweeps it for a first down to the 39-yard line.
Darrell Scott, the leading rusher today for Kutztown. No reason not to give him the ball here early in the third quarter. Wouldn't be surprised to see some running plays here from the KU offense, keeping the chains moving, keeping its offense on the field, and being able to put together some substantial drives, ultimately hoping for some points on the scoreboard.
1st and 10 from the 39 slot to the near side. Golden Bears working from the far hash. Scott into the hole. Scott with a lot of room. Scott down at the 20, 15, 10, and he's brought down close to the 5-yard line, receiving Cody Reed leading the way. 4 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Kellen Williams, 2 of 17. And the leading defender for the Golden Bears is Jefferson with 5 tackles and a half a sack.
Scott carried a couple defenders that last 5 or 10 yards, but man, as he really emerged today as a difference maker for the Kutztown offense, probably north of 75 yards now rushing. Kutztown back in the red zone, 1 for 2 on the day for the Golden Bears with the earlier interception.
They're going to mark it at the 11, and that's where they're going to have spotted Scott down. So Scott gets the carry on 1st and what will be 10 and carries it for about a yard.
No reason not to give it to Scott there, Matt, but even more interesting, let's take a look at this next play. It looks to be the Wildcat formation. Chad Barton on the far sideline, Craig Reynolds under in the shotgun.
We saw this last week. Slot to the near side. Reynolds take the snap. He'll run to the near side, cuts it up inside the 10, and let's see where they spot the ball. It looks like it'll be about the 6, so you're going to have a big 3rd down and 5 here for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, positive yardage on the Wildcat play. Got about 6 yards there on 3rd down. So we'll see what kind of what play the offensive coordinator, Brad Mangle, calls us here. But expect something short. That's what has worked for the Kutztown receivers today. They've ran some slant patterns. They've gotten towards the outside. They've got single coverage on the near sideline with their big wideout, Kellen Williams. Let's see if they give him a shot here.
3rd and 5 at the 8. Slot to the far side, back split to either side of Barton. He drops back. He's looking plenty of time, going to take it himself. Now he fires it, complete for a Golden Bear touchdown. He hits his running back. That was Williams coming out of the backfield over on the left side. Terry Williams gives Kutztown a 12-0 lead.
Great play by Barton. They used his feet to keep that play alive. Ultimately, he was looking in the direction of Cody Reed, switched to Kellen Williams, had his 3rd option there, Terry Williams, in a great position to not only take the ball, but evade a tackle, get into the near corner of the end zone. But great job there by the Kutztown offense, moving the chains, using both the ground game and the air game to ultimately get a touchdown here. A good way to start the second half.
Rosenfeld, who had his first point after block, this one is up, and it is true. 10:35 to go in the third quarter. Your score is the Kutztown University Golden Bears 12, Cheyney University nothing. We're going to keep it here and catch you up on our top moments. Our first top moment of the first 100 years took us back to 1936 the opening of University Field. Let's go back to that spectacular hold on, we got a flag on the play here, Brian, before we go back to 1980. It's going to be against the Golden Bears after the extra point.
Unsportsmanlike conduct there on the Golden Bears, Matt. I was just going to note in some of our halftime stats, 2 areas that look out to me. Red zone opportunities, obviously both teams missing out on that. But the Golden Bears penalties, not only the penalty yardage of 71 they had coming into half, they probably negated about 30 yards worth of offense as well. And here's another play. It's going to move the kickoff back quite a bit. As we look at those top moments, our next one after 1936, we're going to move forward to November 8th, 1980, when Kutztown State won its first PSAC title with its 33-0 win over Mansfield State in the regular season finale. KU finished in a 3-way tie with East Stroudsburg and Millersville for the Eastern Division title. Conference Championship Committee gave Kutztown the nod to play Clarion State in the title game, the first ever championship appearance for the Golden Bears. Kutztown lost a tough defensive struggle 15-14. That is your second new moment of the top moments of the 100 seasons of Kutztown University football. Golden Bears here to look to kick off from the 20-yard line after the 15-yard penalty was enforced.
Well, that 1980 season, of course, before the 2010-2011 season, was the only year the Golden Bears had won the PSAC East. Here is a kick, and it bounces off of the shin of Kyrie Ruff, and it goes out of bounds. Cheyney is not going to have great field position back inside the 15. Of course, we'll be celebrating the 100 years of KU football throughout the season, Brian, and the big date that we're looking at is November 7th when the Golden Bears host Shippensburg. On that day, all KU football alumni are invited back to campus for the celebration as we have several festivities planned, including the announcement of the all-time Golden Bear, Golden Avalanche, Kutztown Keystone football team.
How fun is that going to be to have the best of the best all in one place at the same time there on November 7th? Free admission for all fans that come. We're encouraging all alumni to come back and be at our 10 a.m. ceremony at Opaque Fieldhouse the morning of our November 7th KU football game against Shippensburg at 1:05. Really looking forward to a great day and the official announcement of our KU all-time football team.
Illegal shift against the Wolves. Yeah, that will be the next to the last home game. We're celebrating all season long, including next week, Family Day. Don't forget PSECU sponsoring the Fireworks Spectacular after the game against Millersville in honor of not only the 100 seasons of Golden Bear football, but the 150th year celebration of Kutztown University, the sesquicentennial, which is quite a tongue twister for many. Kutztown leading here 13-0 with 10:31 to go. Cheyney moving from left to right on your radio dial here on this early fall day in southeastern Pennsylvania. The Wolves clad in the all-blue uniforms with the white numerals and white trim. Mathis will fire it out on the near side on a receiver screen. It's complete to his running back. That's number 8, Tillman. And Tillman carries it forward for about 6, maybe 7 yards.
Tillman and Mathis hooking up there. Tillman's been a big part of this offense, trying to keep it moving. A screenplay out the outside, a great block by wide receiver Juwan Lewis-Curse to be able to keep him moving forward. Tackle on the play by Kutztown's Kurt Kenny, able to, again, eliminate big plays, keep the ball in front of him. Going to set up a 2nd and about 8 here at Cheyney's own 15-yard line.
2nd and 8. We'll call it about the 17 officially. Kutztown showing a run blitz here, and the running back is stacked up immediately, possibly for a loss there. That's number 21 on the carry for the Wolves. That's Evan Hamilton.
You mentioned the run blitz. That came also exclusively from number 31, Tajir Jefferson. He has been all over the place today, attacking the Cheyney runners. What a performance by him today. It's going to be a tackle for a loss. It's going to set up 3rd and long. But again, a good job by the Kutztown defense keeping the ball in front of him. Tajir has done a great job from his linebacker position. Kutztown only has 2 linebackers. They put 5 secondary out there. So where one might think that Kutztown setting itself to be a little bit more susceptible against run offenses, they've done a great job neutralizing that here today.
No gain. 3rd and 8 at the 17. Back to pass goes Mathis. Throwing to the near sideline. It's picked off. It is picked off by the Golden Bears' Kenny Williams. the redshirt junior out of Conshohocken, Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, and Kutztown's going to be in business again here offensively.
Great read by Kenny Williams there on the near sideline. Quarterback Mathis was looking for his receiver on outside, ran up about 10 yards and tried to hook outside to the sideline. Williams read it the whole way, able to haul in the interception and deep in Cheyney territory. Kutztown's going to take over at the 25-yard line, looking to take some advantage of the miscue by the Wolves, looking to build some momentum offensively. Really good things for the Golden Bears here coming out of halftime.
8:49 to go in the third quarter. It is 13-0 Golden Bears. Matt Santos here along with Brian Salvador, Brandon Conniff, our producer and engineer, back at the KUR studios. First and 10 Golden Bears at the 25-yard line of the Wolves. Back to pass, Barton going for the end zone for Williams. He is covered like a glove as number 7 for Cheyney. That Shaquille Benjamin was all over him.
Great coverage on the play. Probably the first time Kutztown's looked down the field all game outside of the Reed touchdown on a third down scramble by Barton early in the first quarter. But the first time they've looked downfield, and good coverage there by Benjamin.
Second and 10 from the 25. Slot to the far side. Here's a handoff to Scott. Scott off the left side, and he will take it down to about the 21-yard line, a gain of 4.
Great tackle on the play by Marquise Hall, the linebacker for Cheyney. But no issues there trying for the home run ball on first down. They're going back to what has worked well here in the third quarter, which is running the ball behind number 23, Darryl Scott. He's going to come off the field here for third and long for the flex position player, Craig Reynolds, looking in a 5-wide set for third and long for Kutztown here at the Cheyney 23-yard line.
Call it 3rd and 8. Double wing from the near hash. Barton back, looking. He fires complete to Cody Reed, down inside the 10, down to about the 5. A late flag. I don't know if Barton got hit late. He is getting up very slowly. Yeah. So let's see what this is all about. It could be a 1st and goal.
Yeah, Barton took a lick at the end of the play. The play, regardless, a great hookup with Cody Reed is going to put this ball inside the 10. So a late hit there on Barton is going to do half the distance of the goal at the end of the Reed completion. It was probably a 20-yard completion for Reed. Obviously, Kutztown's all-time leading receiver, adding on to that list and moving his way into the PSAC leaderboard. But Kutztown now on a big third down and long play. Barton able to make the play, took the late hit, is a bit wobbly now. He's on his feet, but you can tell he's walking with a little bit of a giddy-up. So we'll see if they don't go with the couple of running plays here inside the 5-yard line.
I don't see a running back out there yet, but let's see. Here comes some substitution. Here comes Darryl Scott now, who has been very effective in this half, Brian. So we're going to have a 1st and goal down at the 3-yard line. Kutztown working from the near hash. Slot to the far side. Scott the sole setback. Barton out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands off to Scott. Scott pushing the pile forward. Still on his feet. And they're going to blow it dead as he's pushed out of bounds. He may have picked up a yard.
Ran 3 wideouts, and Scott is the sole setback. A lot of times you think inside the 5-yard line, you're going to hand that ball off 2, if not 3 times, and see what happens. Has proven not to be the case with this Kutztown offense. They've tried play action. They've often ran 4 wide with the sole setback, which can be great for a draw play. On that time, they give the ball to Scott, and rightfully so, but a great way to sniff that out by the Wolves. And we're now at 2nd and goal, and it looks to be another Wildcat set, Matt.
Reynolds with Scott in the backfield. Reynolds takes it, runs up the middle. He dives, and he is in for the Golden Bear touchdown out of the Wildcat. And I was just going to mention, Brian, the Golden Bears, as you said, have passed down inside the 5-yard line, not only last week against Gannon, but the week before against IUP, and got bit both weeks. So this week, keeping it on the ground and punching it in to go up by 3 scores.
And no reason why not. Darryl Scott's been a great spark plug here for you in the third quarter. Craig Reynolds obviously has shown his ability. Still a redshirt freshman, but the confidence of the offensive coordinator to put the ball in his hands on the Wildcat behind the blocking of Darryl Scott and ran it in for the short touchdown. So happy to see the confidence in the running game growing, specifically within the 5 and 10-yard line, obviously hoping to get those red zone chances turning into touchdowns.
The kick by Rosenfeld is good. 6:53 to go in the third quarter. Your score is Kutztown 20, the Cheyney University Wolves nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
In addition to the online home for Kutztown University Athletics, KUBears.com, there are several ways to follow the Golden Bears through social media. Find out about KU Athletics on Twitter by following @KU Golden Bears. Become a fan on Facebook by searching for and liking Kutztown University Athletics. Finally, check out how to sign up for email and mobile phone updates at KUBears.com. Stay in touch with the Kutztown Golden Bears. Plan your next overnight stay in the Kutztown area at the Hampton Inn Allentown. Located just 20 minutes east of Kutztown in Fogelsville, the Hampton Inn Allentown is the gateway to the KU campus. The Hampton Inn Allentown offers complimentary Wi-Fi and high-speed internet access and a free on-the-house hot breakfast. For reservations and information, call 610-391-1500 or visit HamptonInnAllentown.com. That's HamptonInnAllentown.com.
Alec Rosenfeld boots it away, and it's a deep kickoff brought out of the end zone by Nigel Wiley. Left side, Wiley swerves his way up to about the 15, and that's where Cheyney will go back to work, trailing 20-0 with 6:45 to go here in the third quarter. Kutztown has turned it on. It was a 6-0 lead at the half, but they've gone to the ground game, and things have really opened up here for the Golden Bears. Darrell Scott, 11 carries, 89 yards.
More importantly, Matt, an 8.1 average there, keeping the chains moving. Very important here for the Kutztown offense. It's built itself a comfortable lead. Should feel good about its defense. Has done a great job so far. So we'll see what they can do here with a chance to silence the Wolves once again.
1st and 10 for the Wolves from the 15. Kutztown showing blitz again, and a flag flies. Let's see who this will be against.
Golden Bears have had great success sniffing out the run early and being able to stop in the backfield. Might have gotten a little too antsy there on that one, but might have been a jump up front. We'll see. The officials are meeting to discuss about it. This is deep in Cheyney territory within the 20-yard line.
On the offense, number 27, 5-yard penalty, fake first down.
Good job by the Golden Bears to get them to jump there.
False start on the running back. You don't see that very often, especially in the I formation. But possibly due to the heavy pressure that Kutztown seemed to be bringing, mostly on the shoulders of number 31, Tajir Jefferson. Again, he's been great today in stopping the run.
Golden Bears have shut out the Wolves now, going on 7 quarters. 1st and 15 from the 10. Mathis rolling to the near side. A lot of pressure. He'll turn it back up and take it himself, and he's brought down after a pickup of about a yard.
Probably ran 25 yards to get that yard. Evaded multiple Kutztown defenders. I think you went 3/4 of the defensive line in the backfield on that play. Mathis did a good job of using his feet. He kept his eyes downfield, was looking for some receivers on the near sideline, wasn't able to find anything, had to resort to his feet there to keep the ball in play, keep it moving forward, ultimately got himself back to the line of scrimmage. But again, probably had to run 20, 25 yards to get there.
So we'll call it 2nd down and about 14. Back to pass goes Mathis, and he is swarmed and he is sacked back inside the 10, close to the 6-yard line. Golden Bears are just all over him.
Yeah, multiple defenders back there. I saw 85, Chris McMonigal, storming around the outside. I was able to catch Mathis with the first hit, brought him down. But as you mentioned, a swarm of Golden Bears in on that play, at least 5 or 6. Now setting up 3rd and long for Cheyney inside its 10-yard line here late in the third quarter.
Well, Cheyney needs to get to the 28. The ball is back at the 8, so this is going to bring up about 3rd and 20 for the Wolves, who trail 20-0 with 5:19 to go here in the third quarter. Anwar Mathis, under center, backs in the eye. He rolls to the near side. Pressure, steps up, throws deep. It's going to be a jump ball at midfield into triple coverage, and it is caught by number 11, Nigel Wiley, down at the Golden Bears 45-yard line. And I don't know what Kutztown could have done to defend that better. It was really kind of a prayer ball.
Yeah, this was a ball that Mathis was lucky to get out of his hands, but he threw it up. He gave his receiver a chance, no question about it. But that ball hung up there. There were 3 KU receivers within him. But give credit to Wiley. He went up, got that ball. You'd think something as simple as a deflection would be a gimme there for the Kutztown defense. Not necessarily the case. Big play on, we were probably looking at 3rd and 17 there for the Wolves. Now it's 1st and 10 inside on the Kutztown side of the field. It's at the Kutztown 45 here. Big play there for the Wolves.
And French is back in as the tailback. He'll take the handoff, and he dives into the pile. No gain. Fans, Kutztown University is your choice for a new season of unforgettable entertainment in the beautiful Schaefer Auditorium. KU Presents has it all, from comedy and jazz to Broadway and more. This year's performances can't be missed. Join us October 22nd as DC comedy troupe The Capitol Steps promises a hilarious blend of musical and political comedy where no candidate or topic is safe. For tickets and information, visit kutztownpresents.org. Shows sell out quickly, so visit kutztownpresents.org today. 2nd and 10 Wolves at the Kutztown 45 after no gain. Here's a pitch. French left side, and French is going to carry the pile for about 3 or 4 yards. He had number 20, Kurt Kenny, on his back, among others.
Yeah, credit Kenny on that initial hit. And that's all it's taken. The Golden Bears have been able to get one guy on the initial hit, but been soon followed by a number of other Golden Bear helmets to be able to help finish off the run. Really pleased with what I'm seeing today from the Golden Bear defense, especially considering the previous 3 games have not been the strongest for the defensive unit. This is what Kutztown's defense was looking for today, no question about it.
A gain of 3, so we'll call it 3rd and 7 from the 42, working from the far hash, slot to the near side. Mathis dropping back, throws out to the near side. He completes it down at the 40, and breaking away from several tacklers is the Cheyney receiver, Lewis Kearse. He was wrapped up by 3 guys, breaks it away. It should have been a 4th down situation, but instead he takes it for 20 yards.
Wrapped up by numerous defenders, as you said. It seemed on the brink of one of those plays that they'd end up calling for forward progress. Kept going, kept moving, breakthrough free tackles. Next thing you know, you see him sprinting up the sideline for 15 extra yards. Another big play, another late miscue outside by the Golden Bears defense. Originally looked like a 3-yard, 5-yard pass play short of the first down. Now a 20-yard play, 1st down Wolves.
French takes the handoff, and he is met immediately as the Golden Bears throw him for a 1-yard loss. That was Tajir Jefferson.
Yep, another good play there, sniffing out the run. Trying to the run game has looked very good up front and stout. Cheyney has not tried many pass plays, but when they have, man, they've connected on some spectacular ones. Some tipped catches that have resulted in big yardage, a catch in triple coverage that took Cheyney out deep in its own end zone, and that last play there, what seemed to be a short play wrapped up by multiple Golden Bears. The Cheyney receiver able to break it 15 yards, and Cheyney's working now, getting close to the red zone.
Mathis back, and he is leveled. He is totally leveled back at the 27-yard line as number 94 for the Golden Bears comes in and just crushes him. Zamir McDowell, and that's 240 pounds with force.
Big time hit. I mean, he's got the body of a prototypical defensive end in this league, and I know the Golden Bear coaches coming into this year had a lot of promise and expectations upon Zamir McDowell. This is his first year playing with the Golden Bears, redshirted with the team last year. But boy, I mean, you talk about if you don't get a body on him to block it, he just showed you what he can do. Not only with his strength, his speed, coming right up the middle, gave the Cheyney quarterback no chance, and really flattened him for a loss. We're looking at 3rd and 15 now for Cheyney at the Kutztown 25.
Mathis out of the shotgun with 2 backs on either side. He fires over the middle, and it's dropped. It would have been a 1st down inside the 15-yard line, and that looks to be number 89 for Cheyney as the intended receiver, Jefferson Ray, the sophomore out of University City High School.
Credit Marquise Bearfield on that breakup there. A great play. Initially a running back came in, but with Kutztown's strong running backs they've had this year, they've actually utilized Bearfield on the defensive side of the ball as a cornerback. I believe he had a fumble recovery a couple weeks ago at IUP, and this week he's coming up with a big deflection there. Probably would have been close to the sticks, probably wouldn't have been across it, but it's now going to set up 4th and 15, and one that the Wolves are going to go for.
Slot to the far side, working out of the shotgun again is Mathis. High snap. He brings it down, and he is being chased way back at the 40, now the 45-yard line, and he's finally brought down, and maybe that's why Cheyney doesn't use the shotgun, is he'll have a loss of about 20 yards on that play.
Yeah, the high snap really didn't put Mathis in a good position. I mean, credit to him. He kept the play alive by evading some tacklers, but that Kutztown's defense kept its composure, kept them moving backwards, and ultimately a tackle for a loss of about 20. It's going to give the Golden Bear offense good field position again at the 46. I think on 70% of the plays today, Matt, the Golden Bear defense has really, limited Cheyney in its ability to move the football. It's been the big plays that's killed them. It's been some triple coverage. It's been some tipped passes. If they can eliminate those, I think the Golden Bears are looking at a pretty strong day, and they still are regardless.
1st and 10 at the Kutztown 44-yard line. Barton. Counterplay as he hands off to Williams, and Williams takes it up over the 45 to about the 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4.
Some scores around the league today, Matt. Cal defeated Edinburgh 37-30. One of, I think, the more statement games that we've seen. Clarion is leading Gannon 40-25. This was a Gannon team that put up 700 yards of total offense last week against the Golden Bears. Fourth quarter, Lock Haven leads East Stroud 34-29.
2nd and 7. Flare pass complete on the near side to Reed, and Reed with real estate as he takes it down over midfield, down over the 45, down inside the 40 to the 37. First down, Golden Bears.
Wrapping up some finals here between Shippensburg and Bloomsburg, tied at 3 in the third quarter. IUP leads Mercyhurst 28-14 in the third, and Westchester leads Millersville 34-3 in the third quarter. Coming off a strong play there from Chad Barton and Cody Reed, able to move across midfield. First down, Golden Bears.
1st and 10 from the 37. A direct snap. I'm not sure if it was meant to be a direct snap to Darryl Scott, who turns it up for about 5 yards, and flags fly everywhere. I thought that might have been a mistake.
Yeah, it looked, it was an early snap or a high snap, but there certainly seemed to be was a rather quick handoff to Barton to Scott, if it even made it to Barton. But Scott turned his way for a couple of yards. Unfortunately, there are a couple of flags on the play. It appears to be holding on the offense. Scott is hobbling off the field. Seems to be okay. But again, another positive play from yardage. It's going to be brought back to a Kutztown penalty.
10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
A little less than a second left in the quarter here. So we'll see if they'll just run that off, and we'll go to break here shortly. The Golden Bears leading by a score of 20-0, but going in the wrong direction as the ball is marked back to the 48-yard line of Kutztown. That is the end of the third quarter. As you hear, your score is Kutztown 20, the Cheyney University Wolves 0. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
For the crunchiest, tastiest pretzels you will ever experience, try Unique, the original split-open pretzel since 1921. While baking, Unique pretzels split open into deep cracks and crevices, giving them the most wonderful flavor you will ever taste. Family owned for 6 generations and shipped throughout the world from Reading, Unique's rich caramel color and crunchy texture will keep your hand reaching back into the bag for more. Unique, the official pretzel of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information, visit uniquesplits.com.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by the KU Campus Store. Get your official KU gear at the new KU Campus Store, online at www.kubstore.com. We are your source for everything KU. By the John Monahan Realtors Group of Kutztown, providing the best real estate services in the surrounding area. Make your move with Monahan. And by East Penn, the home of Deca Battery in Lyon Station. Passion for power. That's East Penn Manufacturing.
Start of the fourth quarter, the Golden Bears leading Cheyney by a score of 20-0. Matt Santos here along with Brian Salvador, Kutztown University Sports Information Director. Brandon Conniff back in the studios. Fans, for the last 150-year students who chose Kutztown University chose to have it all, with 100 areas of study, 200 student organizations, and 21 NCAA Division II sports. KU has something for every activity and interest. Start your college search and be inspired at KU. Don't miss our fall open houses or schedule a tour with your family. To register, go to kutztown.edu/visit today. That's kutztown.edu/visit. So the Golden Bears with a first down and 20 back at the Cheyney 48, moving from left to right. toward the north end zone here in the fourth quarter. Here is a screen pass to Williams. Williams left side down over the 40, down over the 35, down over the 30, and it looks like he's going to have a Golden Bear first down.
Yeah, pressure on the quarterback by Barton, but a very aware play by him, the senior, to find Terry Williams out in the flat, and he was able to use a good blocking up the field by his wide receivers. Looked to be some trouble in the backfield for Barton. Turns into a first down for Golden Bears deep in Cheyney territory. We're looking at about the 28-yard line now for the Golden Bears.
First and 10, working from the far hash, slot to the near side. Williams is the sole setback. The Golden Bears have been grinding it out here on the ground in the second half. Here's the handoff. Williams right side. Williams trying to cut the corner. He cuts it inside, down inside the 25 to about the 22. The Golden Bear coaching staff is supporting a good cure today, Brian.
Yeah, Jim Clement and the KU football staff joins over 10,000 college football coaches from around the country today in support of the American Football Coaches Association's Coach to Cure Muscular Dystrophy program. It's the 8th year in a row this nationwide effort from football coaches band together for the Coach to Cure MD program. The annual effort has raised more than $1.25 million to help battle Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Pass out on the far side, complete to Cody Reed. Cody takes it down inside the 10 and is chased out of bounds at the 8. So it's going to be a first and goal for the Golden Bears, and very good cause there for the Golden Bear coaching staff and coaching staffs around the country getting involved to support that effort, Brian.
That last play there, Cody Reed on the outside was Kutztown's leading receiver on 6 catches for 677 yards prior to that pass. So he's going to be sniffing close to 100 yards right now coming out of the slot position.
First and goal on the 10. Williams off left tackle. Williams dives, and he's down close. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Golden Bear.
Great run to the left side there. Good fight, too, because he got hit a couple times before he ultimately got to the pylon. Made a diving effort, but a good rushing touchdown. Terry Williams, his second of the year, came into the game as Kutztown's leading rusher. And as Daryl Scott got you through the third quarter, it looked like Terry Williams got you through that fourth quarter. Big screen pass there early on to put yourself close to the red zone. And a nice couple plays there by Terry Williams to get the Golden Bears on the scoreboard, looking to take a 27-point advantage here as the extra point is about to be kicked.
The kick is up, and it's good. 13:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. Your score, Kutztown 27, Cheyney nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Show your maroon and gold pride. Be sure to check out Kutztown Athletics apparel across various outlets in Lehigh and Berks counties. KU Golden Bears gear can now be purchased at Walmart in Temple and Boscov's in Berks County and the Lehigh Valley. Also, Kutztown gear is available at the official headquarters for KU Gear, the KU Student Bookstore located on the scenic KU campus. Make sure to stock up on your maroon and gold apparel this fall and be ready for the new year. KU football fans, did you know that all purchases made at the new KU campus store benefit KU students? The campus store is a division of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. Surplus from KUSSI's operations is given back to students in the form of scholarships, student activities, and campus athletics. From improved textbooks options to KU apparel and gifts, KU Campus Store is your source for everything KU.
13:27 to go in the fourth quarter. The Golden Bears have turned it on here after halftime. It was only a 6-0 lead at the half. Now it is 27-0, and the Golden Bears really, surprisingly a bit, Brian, have gone to the ground game to open up the passing game today.
Yeah, we haven't seen that happen too often this year. Great to see it happen, though, today. No worries putting the running game on the backs of Daryl Scott and Terry Williams. Both have found help their teams find the end zone here. Kutztown's been able to score points on its last number of drives, I believe every one here in the second half. So we'll see. It's now a 27-point cushion here. But again, as we talked about in the open, Coach Clements is looking for 4 quarters of effective football here. So let's hope for a good finish here for the Golden Bears.
Rosenfeld's kick will roll out of bounds as Sean Freeland was deep. So that will be a flag, and Cheyney will get decent field position here. And again, we're celebrating our 100th season of Golden Bear football, revealing the top moments from over the past century of KU football. And Brian, what do we have for going back to 2005?
Yeah, moving forward a decade ago, September 3rd, 2005, when Kutztown played 4 overtimes in a game that neither team wanted to lose and didn't seem like either would figure out how to win. Clarion eventually came out on top 29-23 after a PSAC record 4 overtimes at the time in 2005. All-America safety Michael Baldwin, who set a school record with a 98-yard fumble return in regulation, had a game-saving block kick in the 3rd overtime. The Clarion scored a touchdown and held KU scoreless in the 4th overtime to break the deadlock. That's your 3rd new top moment this week in KU football history.
Here's a big seam and a breakaway run for Maurice Tillman, who from the 35-yard line carries it up over midfield into Kutztown territory, and he's finally brought down at about the 43-yard line. So a nice gain of 22 yards, 1st and 10 Wolves.
A nice gain, and Cheyney's best gain of the day on the ground. Their previous best was 12 yards by Tillman on 12 attempts for 36 yards, The by far Cheyney's best run of the day, coming on 1st down, put themselves in Kutztown territory. Let's see what the KU defense can do now to respond to that big gain.
1st and 10. Mathis back, fires over the middle. The ball is batted up and picked off. This is Kurt Kenny, who carries it from the 40 up over midfield into Cheyney territory at the 48, and the Golden Bears at defense forcing a turnover. Give that KU defense credit. They gave up 66 points last week, Brian, against a Gannon team that somehow mysteriously is struggling against Clarion, losing 47-31. But here today they've shut out Cheyney and produced some big turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 707 total yards last week. Right now, Cheyney at 167. But looking at that play on the defense, the front, be able to put pressure on the quarterback, and the receivers seemed to be triple covered at the time. A great tip by Adam Crowder, a linebacker, a freshman, hauled in ultimately by number 20, Kurt Kenny, who got about 5 yards on the interception return, puts the ball just over midfield for the Golden Bears, 1st and 10 at the 48 up Cheyney.
Here's Williams. Williams cuts it to the left, and he has a seam as he carries it down over the 40 to the 35-yard line. A gain of 13.
Refusing to go down after the first hit is what I'm saying from the KU backs here today, Matt. Very strong, able to, if they're getting touched within a couple yards of the line of scrimmage, able to go through arm tackles, and ultimately a 10-plus yard gain there for Terry Williams. He probably shed 4 or 5 tackles on that run, right up the gut.
49 yards for Williams on the ground. Scott leading the way for the Golden Bears with 89. Rushing total for the Golden Bears is 149. 1st and 10 from the 35. Barton hands it off on the left side. Flag on the play. This is Williams, who takes it down to the 31-yard line, but let's see what the flag is all about. Another flag against the Golden Bears. Penalties against Kutztown today. That's the 11th, Brian, for over 130 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's something completely unacceptable. You're looking at a lot of holding calls. You got a couple unsportsmanlike penalties in there, 130 yards of penalties. I mean, and just on those plays, I mean, you're probably taking away 50 to 60 yards of potential offense on those plays that holding happens. So I think penalties really hurt the Golden Bears in the first half, really limited some of their opportunities, which resulted in the 6-0 lead. Probably the first big penalty here of the second half, a holding call. But still, now you're looking at 1st and 20 and putting your offense in a little tougher position than it would like to be in.
1st and 18, draw play. Williams off the left side, another flag. Williams with a big carry. He has a 1st down and more down inside the 25, but another flag.
Very interested to see this one. You've got offensive lineman for the Golden Bears, 73, Brian Robbins, clapping right next to the referee, thinking that the flag might be on Cheyney. But regardless, a great run there by Terry Williams on the outside.
Defense, number 95. Half the distance, 1st down.
But Brian Robbins sounded like had a faceful of a Cheyney defender. Ended up being a personal foul call. If they're going to tack this yardage onto the end of the run, boy, a big play. You're talking 1st and 19 near midfield. Now the Golden Bears are going to have 1st and 10 inside the 20. The referees keep moving forward. It's going to be about the 14-yard line. So about 30 yards difference between the big Williams run on the outside and the penalty yardage tacked on after it.
3 different Golden Bears with touchdowns today. Cody Reed on a reception, Terry Williams on a run and a catch, and Craig Reynolds on a run. 1st and 10 from the Cheyney 14. Here's a handoff. Reynolds, right side. Reynolds sheds several tacklers and gets down inside the 10 to the 9. That's a gain of 5.
You have Cheyney defender down on the play, but again, looking at Reynolds, probably got hit in the backfield immediately, able to shed a quick tackle with a quick juke move, broke a couple tackles, ended up gaining about 4 yards on the play. Credit to the KU running backs, able to identify the blitz, able to adapt quickly and get positive yardage.
Community college students, what's your next step in your path to your career? For the last 150 years, students who chose Kutztown chose to have it all. KU is a vibrant university offering 100 areas of study, 200 student organizations, research opportunities, and great connections for internships. Don't miss our fall open houses or schedule a tour. To register, go to kutztown.edu/visit today. That's kutztown.edu/visit. The Golden Bear football team returns home next week to host Millersville on Family Day. That will be a 6:05 kickoff at University Field at Andre Reed Stadium. The PSECU fireworks spectacular to follow. We will be back on the air in 2 weeks as the Golden Bears hit their longest road stretch of the year, back-to-back road games. KU playing at Westchester in 2 weeks. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff at 12:45 airtime here on KUR. The following week will be at Bloomsburg for a 1:45 p.m. airtime. I believe I'll have Greg Bamberger, KUAD, on the mic at Westchester, and Josh Leboff, the chair of the Sesquicentennial Athletics Committee and the 100 seasons of football, on the mic up at Bloomsburg. 2nd and 5 on the 9 for the Golden Bears. Double wing working from the far hash. Here comes Reynolds on the end around, down inside the 5, and he dives. It is a touchdown for the Golden Bears.
Great way on the end around, able to take it with speed, able to get himself to the outside, and again, eluding a first tackle, the second tackle around his waist, able to stretch out that ball hand with the right arm, get the ball across the goal line, and another touchdown here for the Golden Bears. The offense is rolling, and it's been through the running game, man, no question about it. And even though they might not hit their average of 395 passing yards per game, I think Coach Clements is going to be very pleased in the ability of his running game, which is something that they have struggled with thus far.
That's a second touchdown run of the day for Reynolds. Rosenfeld on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 10:27 remains in the fourth quarter. Your score is Kutztown 33-34. Kutztown 34, Cheyney nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West features everything you need for a successful trip to the Kutztown area. Located just 20 minutes from campus near Fogelsville, the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West offers a complimentary shuttle for corporate travelers, friendly service, and complimentary high-speed wired and wireless internet access to make your trip to Allentown successful, whatever the reason for your visit. Meeting rooms, leisure facilities, and a delicious cook-to-order breakfast make the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West the natural choice. For reservations and information, call 610-398-6645 or visit HiltonGardenInn3.Hilton.com. Osgood's Neighborhood Grill and Bar is the newest food choice in town. Located just over a mile west of the Kutztown University campus on Kutztown Road, Osgood's features amazing steaks, seafood dishes, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and chef specials, soups, chowders, and chili, pastas and light fare, sizzling starters and salads, and burgers and sandwiches. For information, visit osgoodsbarandgrill.com. It's always good at Osgood's.
Nigel Wiley on the return, and you heard the official there calling another penalty, this one on Cheyney, and the legal block in the back. 10-14 remains. The Golden Bears opening it up here in the second half, scoring 28 points. It was 6-0 Kutztown at halftime, but the Golden Bears, thanks to a very stellar effort on the ground and a strong, stalwart defensive effort, are leading this one 34-0. They have it pretty much in hand, but still some ball left to be played as Cheyney will have it 1st and 10 back at the 11.
Some new faces out there for the Golden Bear defense. You got number 48, Dyer Bryson, number 57, Adam Crowder, number 55, Denny Lord, number 70, Chris Kimbiz, number 32, Jelani Johnson. As the Kutztown first unit seems to have done its job today, they're going to give some new looks here on the defensive side of the ball here with 10:14 to go. So the play clock needed to be reset. As we delay here, it'll be 1st and 10 for Cheyney at roughly the 11-yard line.
Slot to the far side. Mathis, who's gone the distance at quarterback, hands it off the right side. And this time it's Jernigan on the carry, the senior out of Westchester East. We have an injury timeout on the field. Jernigan gets a couple of yards on the carry, and that's going to allow us once again, in honor of our 100th season of Golden Bear, Golden Avalanche, Kutztown University, Keystone State Normal School football, Brian, to go back to 2011 to reveal our final top moments for this broadcast.
And I think a lot of people would say this is the top moment. November 12th, 2011, Kutztown wins its first PSAC championship. Fans learned the name Marshall Vogel very quickly as the senior backup quarterback led KU on a championship-winning touchdown drive in the final minutes of the 2011 PSAC championship game. Vogel threw a fade pass to wide receiver Eric Frazier in the back corner of the end zone to give KU a 21-14 win over Slippery Rock at University Field, earning the program its first ever PSAC championship. That wraps up your top moments for this week. Be sure to check out KUBears.com for a complete wrap-up of all the new moments that we have released this year, as well as all decade teams. If you'd like to find out more information on the 100th season of Kutztown football, check out KUBears.com/football100.
Good stuff. That 2011 season and my 24 seasons covering the Golden Bears was, for obvious reasons, a favorite, Brian. Just so many neat things happened that season. From the
not too far from here, Matt, right up at Westchester, Kutztown plays an October game and a snow game.
Yeah.
Here in the middle of October, Southeast Pennsylvania got hit with some major snow. I mean, it's moment after moment. Each game seemed to have its own flair. And again, what ended up being an 11-win season, a school record 11-win season there in 2011 for the Golden Bears. Certainly top moment worthy, I would say.
And in late September, after a blowout loss to Shippensburg, which was the only regular season loss of the year, that season seemed like it was in serious jeopardy. And then the magic just started happening as the pass by Mathis is completed over the middle to number 82, Sean Freeman. He takes it up to the 31-yard line, but the Golden Bears just week after week put together legendary games that Golden Bear fans will for long remember, including the big win, the snow game, as you mentioned, the big win over Bloomsburg, the first time since 1992 at home. And
that was one of our new moments last week. That Bloomsburg win drew over 8,000 people to University Field. We're talking standing room only, external bleachers being brought in. Really fans seeing, what's something that the Golden Bears have never done before in the prior 97 season.
There's a handoff, and into the pile goes Jernigan for a gain of maybe a yard, maybe no gain. I think they're going to call it no gain. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Of course, the magical PSAC championship win over Shippensburg with the unsung hero Marshall Vogel coming in and leading the Golden Bears after one of the all-time greats, Kevin Morton, went out with an injury, and then of course that great playoff, the first ever playoff win, the defensive battle over Concord at home. There's a pass that is dropped up at midfield by number 2, Lewis Kearse. And then, of course, the Golden Bears getting knocked out the next week in the second round up at New Haven. It wasn't the furthest they ever advanced in the playoffs because they got a bye the year before, but up on that blue field, Brian. And that playoff game was just one to remember. What an exciting game. And in the end, it really came down to the fact that the Golden Bears were just beat up. They had lost so many players to injury at that point that New Haven was just too much and ended up winning the game in a shootout.
You lose a backup quarterback in any game, it hurts you, let alone the PSAC championship game against Slippery Rock, one of the top teams in the region. But credit to Marshall Vogel. I mean, he etched his name in the Kutztown record books for a long time based on his performance there. But that 2011 season is one that certainly fans will remember for a lifetime.
3rd and 10, and Anwar Mathis' pass is incomplete. It was almost picked off by Kenny Williams.
That would have been a second of the day, Matt. Good pressure there by the Kutztown defense. Again, got some new bodies in there. The second unit looks sharp. Linebackers, again, going with two there with Danny Lord and Adam Crowder. But in the secondary, able to keep coverage good with Dyer Bryce and Tyler Pratt out there. Bringing out the Cheyney punt unit for a long first down here with 8:10 here left to go in the fourth quarter. The Kutztown defense has done its job for sure today.
Vandermark takes a high, lofty snap. A flag flies. It's going to be fielded at the 40-yard line by Reynolds. Another flag flies as Reynolds is brought down on a shoestring tackle, and if anything, the Golden Bears, maybe both of these teams, will have to talk about the penalties during the week ahead.
Yeah, no question about it about the flags. I mean, both Kutztown and Cheyney getting hit with some flags. This one looks like it might be an offside call at the line, possibly a block in the back downfield with multiple flags on that play. But no doubt about it that penalty yardage hurt the Golden Bears' offensive rhythm early on in this game. They put Cheyney in good field position. They gave Cheyney opportunities that Cheyney was not able to take advantage of. Going against some of the other top teams in this conference, they're going to make you pay for those mistakes, especially when it comes to penalty yardage, things under your control that you're giving the other team free yards. With the pair of penalties on that play, it appears that Coach Jim Clement has the option here. He's discussing with the D1 official on whether which one he wants to accept and which one he wants to decline, which makes us think that both penalties might be against Cheyney here in this case.
The sunniest point of the day here at O'Shields Stevenson Stadium as the sun has broke through on an otherwise mostly cloudy day. They're still discussing the penalty situation. 7:55 to go in the fourth quarter. It is the Golden Bears 34, the Wolves nothing. Kutztown looking to hold on to jump out to a 1-0 start in division play. And even though they came into this game 1-2, listen to the official.
We got illegal formation on a kicking team. That penalty declined. We got holding number 5 on the defense. That penalty being enforced. Also, at the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 5 on the return team. First down.
A lot going on down there.
Yeah, it looks like a pair of penalties on a Golden Bear. So that will put the Golden Bears not deep into their own territory, probably about the 35 or so. We'll see how the officials tack it on. But you'll have some new bodies here on offense as well, Matt. You're going to have a new quarterback under center, number 7, Chris Kane is out there. But you're going to have some new wide receivers. I see number 89, Austin Myers, will be lining up on the outside. And just as the defense, we think, accomplished its goal today of doing its job on defense, giving the second unit a shot here. The offense, same thing, able to get up 34 points for you with 7:55 to play. The second unit now on the field for the Golden Bears, who will have to start, as I first thought, deep in their own territory due to a pair of penalties against the Golden Bears.
12 penalties for 148 yards against Kutztown. Here's Williams on the carry on 1st and 10 from the 21. Williams with a nice run as he carries it up the left sideline. Guess what flag on the far side is? It comes up to the 45. We'll see what the flag is all about.
Ran about 25 yards. Half of it seemed to be with players on his back. But again, a flag on the play. We'll see how it affects it.
Flag on the play. Number 87.
Gets the Golden Bears. That's going to put Kutztown in the neighborhood of 13 penalties for about 160 yards, which is pretty steep. And as I was saying earlier, is that if the Golden Bears would be 1-0 in division play after today, the records, the format of the record switching this year. Last year they counted all of the crossover games in the record. This year, not so much. So if Kutztown obviously comes out with a win today, can beat Millersville next week, they'll be going on that Westchester-Bloomsburg road trip at 2-0, and then the season really could be on at that point. First and 15, back at the 16, I believe. Here's a handoff to Williams. Well, the ball was at the 20 after the penalty, so he's going to bring it up to about the 26-yard line.
Strong play there by Williams, able to elude a couple tacklers, get himself positive yardage. We do have a Golden Bear on the play. It does appear to be Williams. We can't confirm that quite yet. Does appear to be Terry Williams at the end of that run. A bit shaken up, but on field with the KU medical staff attending to him now.
And he's had a good day today, has Williams. He's had 71 yards rushing before this series, so he gets up and walks off under his own power, which is good news. Kutztown coming into this series on the ground, 185 yards on 28 carries, 347 yards of total offense.
Yeah, great to see the Golden Bears having that combined, that dual effort here on offense today, being able to utilize the running game and the passing game to move itself, most of which coming here in the second half. This looks like a completely different offense than what we saw here in the first half here as Kutztown led 6-0. Now enjoying a 34-point cushion here, 7 minutes to go.
2nd and 6 from the 26. Here's a handoff, and this is Reynolds who takes it for a first down up over the 35 to about the 36.
Another great run by Reynolds. He's one of 3 backs today for Kutztown, averaging more than 4 yards per carry. Obviously a great job by that core, keeping the positive yardage and moving forward. I'm looking at 4 total runners today. Kutztown, only one of them has a play of negative yardage, and that's the quarterback. So all of your running backs have yet to go down behind the line of scrimmage. That usually has the making for a good day.
6:35 to go in the fourth quarter. It is 34-0 Golden Bears with a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Chris Kane, the sophomore out of Maple Glen, LaSalle college transfer, in at quarterback. He hands it off to Reynolds. Reynolds around the near side, and Reynolds up over the 40, up over the 45. He has a first down, and he's chased out of bounds at midfield. So Reynolds trying to get his rushing numbers up.
Yeah, great play by Reynolds outside, being able to use his speed to the outside, one-on-one with the defender, able to use the stiff arm, to be able to get himself another 5 yards, move the chain. And just as good as this rushing offense has been for the Golden Bears, give credit to the rushing defense as well. Right now, Cheyney with negative 14 rushing yards. Probably the first time Kutztown's held its opponent to negative rushing yards I can recall last year. East Stroudsburg, I think, was limited to about negative 45 rushing yards. So the rushing defense, even though it's not done yet, has done its job thus far.
1st and 10 from midfield. Here is Reynolds as a flag flies. He goes into the pile and picks up 2 yards. We want to extend a special thanks to a couple of individuals down here at Cheyney University. One is Len Margolis, who is the outgoing sports information director. His last day at Cheyney was yesterday, the SID for the last 15 years. I've known Len since his days when he was the SID at Brooklyn College, but he took a job in athletics that's much closer to his family up in the New York City area. So we wish Len all the best. And, of course, the other individual is former SID and one of your mentors at Kutztown University, Rob Knox, who is down here working the press box today for Cheyney. And after Len's departure, Brian, and our friend Rob is now the sports information director at Division I Coppin State down in Baltimore.
Yeah, great to see Rob back here at the PSAC and back here with a couple SIDs here, Kutztown SIDs in the booth at one time. But it's great to see Rob back and helping us out in this game for us. And, again, you mentioned a mentor to me and was the SID here at Kutztown when I was just getting started in the profession and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And certainly a big reason why I'm here today, Matt, is because of Rob Knox.
Absolutely. Great guy. And he was just inducted into the Lincoln University Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Mr. Knox for that great achievement. Reynolds with 5 yards after the holding penalty is assessed. He takes it up to the 45. It's 2nd and 15 back at the Kutztown 45 as the penalty yardage just keeps stacking up. Here is another flag as Reynolds breaks free, 30, 20, 10, in for the Golden Bear touchdown. The flag is back at the 45. Kutztown sideline is really not celebrating yet. There's a
would have been a 55-yard run, Matt.
10-yard penalty.
The wind down there on the field, you hear again. It's kind of gusting here and there. Kutztown is approaching 200 yards in penalties, I believe.
Could have been Kutztown's longest run of the season on that play before it got brought back. A previous long of 38 yards by James Waugh Jr. I believe that was last week, or perhaps Assumption. Pardon me, on that first drive of that game at 38 yards. That would have been from 55. Craig Reynolds had broken numerous tackles, but got a little bit of help with a hold there, unfortunately, for the Golden Bears. Don't have the exact numbers in front of us, but you probably hit the nail on the head. They're probably approaching 200 penalty yardage. 100's bad enough, and 200, I want to be players listening to some of Coach Clements' comments after the game regarding that.
2nd and 20 from the 40. Reynolds takes it up the middle into Cheyney territory, and he spins his way down to the 44-yard line. James Waugh Jr. was injured in last week's game and did not look good as he was carried off the field.
Golden Bears got hit with a little bit of an injury bug, defensively more specifically. I mean, Ronnie Tomasetti, a typical defensive end, was out today. Senior captain Eric Condren was out today. Junior safety and a previous starter, Jalen Nieves, was out today. But they filled in well and done a nice job recuperating today and getting themselves some momentum.
3rd down and about 5. Reynolds busted to the outside. He has a first down inside the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30. And with 3:20 to go and a 34-0 lead, the Golden Bears are looking to add more here as they are threatening again.
I'm excited about this kid, Craig Reynolds. A play that looked like it was designed to he ran up the middle. He puts his left foot in the ground and takes out about 4 Cheyney defenders, breaks his ball outside, and gets himself a first down. He's proven to be a great running back. In the season opener this year, he had 12 catches for over 100 yards playing as a motioning out as a slot receiver. Really seems to be an all-around quality player. He's a punt returner for this Golden Bear team. And he's really showcasing what he could possibly give the future of KU football.
1st and 10 from the near hash. Here is Reynolds again, down inside the 25, spins down to the 20, and this is going to be close to a first down as the clock approaches the 2.5-minute mark here in the 4th.
And just as good of a job as this KU running game has looked like this second half. Give credit to the big guys up front. They've been able to keep the defenders moving backwards, keep the offense moving forward, creating some seams. Most of these big runs that we've seen have been between the tackles. Now, Kutztown's running ability between Terry Williams and Craig Reynolds have been able to use their skill to get outside. But credit to that offensive line. Not many sacks today, if any, for Kutztown offensively, but a really good running game, definitely the best of the year.
2nd and 1. Off the right side goes Abdur Rahman, and he has a first down to the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Golden Bears inside 2 minutes.
Golden Bears have used Abdur Rahman a little bit more today than most of that they've used him this year. He's a first-year player for the Golden Bears, a transfer from Villanova, Matt. Still kind of finding his way in this Golden Bear offense, but he's been used as a punt in the return game. He's been used as a wide receiver, used as a running back there. So this kid certainly has the tools to give you a lot of options here in his senior season.
1st and goal at the 10. Slot to the far side. Abdur Rahman, the sole setback is Kane will work out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff to Abdur Rahman, who turns it back in behind left tackle and dives forward for about a yard.
No more negative rushing plays, Matt. Always falling forward, always moving forward, moving the sticks forward. Always been a good job that they've been able to show here today. Credit to the offensive line, again, getting that positioning up front, where even when things aren't looking good up front on certain plays, keeping positive yardage going and not taking negative plays has allowed them to stick with their game plan here as we approach the final minute here of regulation.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9. The Golden Bears on the ground, having their best game of the year here on this grass surface at O'Shield Stevenson Stadium. Here is Abdur Rahman. Abdur Rahman pushing the pile. The ball pops out down about the 5, and it's picked up by the Wolves as it bounces back over the 20, and that's going to thwart that scoring drive as Cheyney will have the ball 1st and 10. We'll see where they place it, about the 22-yard line. So an otherwise good rushing day for the Golden Bears comes to an end on a turnover.
Yeah, 29 seconds left. Abdur Rahman got the initial hit from number 72, Tara Carson. Ball just popped out, and a big crowd of Cheyney defenders Would have been positive yardage. Probably would have put the Golden Bears inside the 10-yard line. Don't know if they would have ran another play there, Matt. But obviously the fumble is going to give Cheyney the last opportunity here and see what they want to do with the last 29.2 seconds.
First and 10, Cheyney at its own 21-yard line. Half a minute to go here, just under, in the fourth quarter. 34-0 Golden Bears. Kutztown looking to jump out to 1-0 here in PSAC East play. Here is a carry up the middle by Jay Jernigan. Jernigan takes it to the 25-yard line for a gain of 4. Second down and 6. And the Wolves will let the clock run out, and that is going to do it as the Golden Bears improve to 2-2 on the year and 1-0 in PSAC East play. Your final score is Kutztown 34, Cheyney 0. We'll be back here to wrap it up from O'Shields Stevenson Stadium right after this. You're listening to Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Plan your next overnight stay in the Kutztown area at the Hampton Inn Allentown. Located just 20 minutes east of Kutztown in Fogelsville, the Hampton Inn Allentown is the gateway to the KU campus. The Hampton Inn Allentown offers complimentary Wi-Fi and high-speed internet access and a free on-the-house hot breakfast. For reservations and information, call 610-391-1500 or visit HamptonInnAllentown.com. That's HamptonInnAllentown.com.
For the crunchiest, tastiest pretzels you will ever experience, try Unique, the original split-open pretzel since 1921. While baking, Unique pretzels split open into deep cracks and crevices, giving them the most wonderful flavor you will ever taste. Family-owned for 6 generations and shipped throughout the world from Reading, Unique's rich caramel color and crunchy texture will keep your hand reaching back into the bag for more. Unique, the official pretzel of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information, visit uniquesplits.com.
Back here at O'Shields Stevenson Stadium, Cheyney University, where the Kutztown University Golden Bear football team improves to 2-2 on the season, the 100th season of KU football. 1-0 in the Eastern Division of the PSAC. Cheyney falls to 0-1 in the division. 0-3 on the season. The Golden Bears winning by a tally of 34-0. And with our final box score, we'll let you run it down, Brian. Let's start with some team and then some individual stats and recap the scoring.
Absolutely. Kutztown with a 34-0 victory, led first downs 22-12. Rushing yards, Kutztown 39 for 277. Cheyney 33 for 14 yards. Passing yards, Kutztown with 162. Cheyney 197. For total offensive yardage of Kutztown, 439 yards, limited Cheyney to 211. We look down. One of the things that we talked about today was the penalty yardage. Kutztown 15 for 178 today. Cheyney 8 penalties for 89 yards. Pretty even possession time. Each team about 28 minutes and change. Third down conversions. Kutztown was 3 of 8, and Cheyney 5 of 15. We looked at the individuals in the rushing category. Kutztown with 3 backs with double-digit carries. Craig Reynolds, 11 for 94 yards. Darrell Scott, 11 carries, 89 yards. Terry Williams, 12 carries, 77 yards. All those guys carrying an average yards per carry of over 6 yards. That's exactly what you're looking for from the KU offense in regards to rushing. For Cheyney, their leading rusher was Maurice Tillman, 13 carries for 58 yards for an average of 4.5. Passing, quarterback Chad Barton was 15 of 22, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the lone interception. Was not sacked today. So credit to the KU offensive line there. For the Cheyney Wolves, quarterback Anwar Mathis was 15 of 25 for 197 yards and 5 sacks against him for that KU defensive line. Receiving for Kutztown, Cody Reed led the charge with 7 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown, his school record tying 23rd career touchdown. Terry Williams had 2 catches for 26 yards and a touchdown, as Kellen Williams and Anthony Kelly also had 2 catches. For Cheyney in the receiving category, their leading receiver was Jawan Lewis Curse, had some spectacular catches, one-handed catches in triple coverage today. Ended up finishing with 6 catches, 84 yards as their leading receiver. Defensively, as the Golden Bears, two names we mentioned a lot today, Tajir Jefferson, linebacker, finished with 11 tackles, 4 of those tackles for loss, Matt. Kurt Kenny, 10 tackles, 8 of which were unassisted by himself. Chris McMonagle finished with 5, and Jake Perry finished with 4. A very strong day for the Golden Bears. Statistically, probably their best rushing effort of the year, hands down. But ultimately, even though, as I mentioned earlier, the Golden Bears passing game wasn't its usual self, averaging nearly 400 yards per day, I'm sure Coach Clements will take the parity now that he has shown between the rushing and the passing game.
Absolutely. Scoring recap, Brian. We go back to the first half, which was hard fought. With 1:38 remaining in the first quarter, Kutztown had the only score as Cody Reed scored an 11-yard pass from Chad Barton. The kick was blocked. That was a 7-play, 55-yard drive in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. That made it 6-0. Cheyney actually threatened to tie the game right near halftime. They had it 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line, fumbled the ball, ends up Kutztown 6-0 at half, and we can say it now that the game is over. I talked to the coaches at halftime, and I said, up here in the booth, and I said, what adjustments have to be made? And they said, let me just put it this way, we were told to run the football, which actually surprised me a little bit, Brian, but it worked. In the the second half was dominated by Kutztown. In the third quarter, 10:35 to go, Terry Williams scores on a 6-yard pass from Chad Barton. The kick was good. That was a 5-play, 50-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 10 seconds and made it 13-0 with 6:53 remaining in the quarter. Craig Reynolds scored on a 3-yard run. The kick again was good, as were all the remaining kicks. 5-play, 25-yard drive that took 1:56. Field position definitely helped the Golden Bears. So up 20-0 going into the fourth, the Golden Bears started to pretty much seal the victory. 13-27, Terry Williams, 10-yard run that capped a 6-play, 57-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 26 seconds, made it 27-0. And then the final score was Craig Reynolds on a 9-yard run at the 10:27 mark. That was a 10-play drive, and that made it 34-0, which ended up being the final. The Golden Bears, as Brian mentioned, on the ground, pounding out 277 yards, and more importantly, evening out that time of possession. Kutztown actually getting a bit of an edge at 28-58 to 28-51 at the end. Great day. Craig Reynolds with some good yardage, mostly at the end, but I think it was really Darrell Scott, who had 89 yards, Terry Williams, who had 77 yards, who did a lot of the grunt work when Kutztown really needed to get things clicking. Another good game by Cody Reed receiving. As you mentioned, 7 plays, 91-yard, tying that school record. The defense, again, after giving up 66 points last week, they gave up some big plays today, but were pretty stout in the end and have shut out Cheyney now for 2 straight games. And ultimately, though, the 15 penalties for 178 yards, you're going to win against Cheyney with that. You might win against Millersville with that, but I'll tell you what, once you play Bloomsburg and Westchester, you better cut that down to about a third.
Absolutely. Teams are going to take advantage, giving up 178 penalty yards. No doubt about it. That's something that Coach Clemens can look at after this game and really harp with his guys. A lot of holding penalties, but also a lot after the fact. A lot of unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul penalties, things that he can get shaped up with his team to take that next step when these Golden Bears take on some of the better teams in this conference. But again, you look at the difference today, it's got to be the running game. You're looking at more than over 250 rushing yards for the Golden Bears and less than 100, less than 50, I believe, for the Cheyney Wolves. And that's no surprise for Kutztown when Kutztown's able to limit opponents rushing the ball, they're able to win games. Under Coach Clements, and now in his second year, he stood true with his defensive ability to stop their run. KU is now 6-0 when holding its opponents to less than 100 yards rushing under head coach Jim Clements.
That's definitely a good stat there, Brian. And defense is a third of the game. We know that. Defense is a third of the game. Offense is a third of the game. Special teams, the other third. And you got to have all three clicking if you're going to put your best effort forward. And certainly defense was not clicking for the Golden Bears last week, but today it seemed like they pretty much clicked on all cylinders on offense, certainly defense, and special teams. And now The Golden Bears will get prepared to take on the Millersville Marauders in the PSA East home opener. It'll be the only night game at University Field, the only night game on the schedule. 6:05 p.m. kickoff, University Field, and in honor of the 100th season of Golden Bears football and the 150-year sesquicentennial celebration for Kutztown University. The game will be followed by the PSECU fireworks display, but I think the Golden Bears will be first looking to put on some fireworks of their own on the gridiron next Saturday night.
Avalanche's 10th birthday, too, next week. The Mascot
10.
Madness champion.
Wow, time flies.
How about it?
He doesn't look a day over his first birthday.
He's aged very well.
He certainly has. We've got to find out what his secret is. It must be those whoopie pies that are going to be sold at the concession stand next week.
The official dessert of the sesquicentennial.
Right.
But yeah, with the Golden Bears wrapping up today, able to stop the bleeding after a tough loss last week, not taking back-to-back losses, and able to get a winning note here. Love to be able to build a winning streak. Looking ahead to next week as the Golden Bears return home against Millersville under the lights. So a good job today, good all-around effort today by the Golden Bears.
Definitely. Go out and get your tickets. You can get them at the KU Athletics office during the week or at the gate next Saturday night prior to the 6:05 kickoff against Millersville. As for the radio team here on KUR, we'll be back on the air in 2 weeks as the Golden Bears hit their longest road stretch of the year, back-to-back road games. And if KU can pull off the win next week against Millersville, that game against Westchester will be big. That'll be a 12:45 airtime right here on KUR on Saturday, October 10th. Spend your Columbus Day. If you can't make it down to the game, make sure you tune in. And then after that, KU has to go up to Bloomsburg. So things are going to get tense here in the next few weeks, Brian. And but first things first, KU has to beat Millersville next week. So that is going to do it for all of us from Cheyney University. Brian, thanks. Great having you as a partner here today. I know you're really busy during the season, so to have you in the booth was pretty neat.
Great to come down here. Really excited to be able to come down and call the game for the Golden Bears with you, and looking forward to coming back sometime, hopefully in the near future.
So for Brian Salvador, Brandon Conniff, another great job back in the KUR studios on the beautiful Kutztown University campus. I am Matt Santos. Your final score, the Kutztown University Golden Bears 34, the Cheyney University Wolves nothing. This has been Golden Bears football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for listening to this presentation of Kutztown University Golden Bear football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Today's game was brought to you by Kutztown University Radio and the corporate partners of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information, visit the KUR website at kutztown.edu/KUR and the KU Athletics website at kubears.com. Kutztown University football on KUR has been a presentation of the Golden Bear Network, and thank you for listening.